with us.
Passer. Wow! So the Vikings win today, and it was mostly done with their defense. Is it circa 2018 today or what? What do you think, Yogi? What do you think, Tony? Real quick.
Defense won it for us, mainly Harrison Smith. The old veteran came through.
We'll talk about it more in a second.
I know you're scared. Yeah, I do too. If I were you, I know you're scared. I do too. If I were you, you better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game. 'Cause all the girls you better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game.
So, Vikings win their first game of the year, mostly done by the defense, and it looks like Brian Flores finally realized how to use Harry the Hitman the right way.
Yeah, big time. This was a game where the opponent was not as good as them. You got a rookie quarterback, and we kind of played down to their level, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Once again, the running game was working.
Yeah.
The running game was working. My biggest problem is KOC really didn't stick with it when he should.
What's
He's
the problem
still
so far?
well, he's still kind of, he'll get the positive gains. But the first time he doesn't get a positive gain or like no gain at all, he abandons it and goes right back to throwing the football. And today was not Kirk Cousins' best day.
No, he was bad today.
He
What
was
up,
bad.
T-Bass? Thank you for joining us.
It was up T-Bass. And today just was not his game. The defense doesn't come through and we lose this game. Kirk cost us. I mean, down at the goal line, come on. You looked right at who you were throwing to when you threw the ball.
That was one of those. This is where the ball is going, no matter what the situation is.
Yep. And
They keep continuing to go for KJ on the goal line especially when they have a guy who is much better. Doesn't seem like they ever. I understand using him as a decoy, but you got to start going towards JJ in the red zone. I don't understand why they go away from him in the red zone.
I don't know how you don't. How JJ isn't your number one priority down at the goal line. Let him go up for some of those jump balls. And he wins it. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
He wins it. And that's decision making that's on Kirk.
Yeah.
You've got your receiver, but he seems to target KJ Wright a lot down at the goal line. I don't know why, but he does. But he also did that with you remember when Kirk first got up here? What was the name of the receiver we had that he had worked with in Washington that he targeted a lot down there? I forget his name, but he was on the receiving end of a lot of those short goal line touchdowns too. I forget his name, but he always looks for the third receiver. He really does. But the one he should be looking for, and the main person he should be looking for at the goal line is JJ.
Yeah. What up, Skolden? What up, Frozen? Typical casting characters. We appreciate every single one of you. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really, really helps us out. There's nothing really for the Kirk defenders to say today. I mean, he's not the reason we lost. He could have been. He did not have a very good game today.
No.
And I think most people will admit that he did not have a very good game today.
Yeah.
The other person who needs to never set foot on the field is Cousins' second interception. The reason that ball was picked off was because Eddie Ingram got beat like a ridden mule again.
Mm-hmm. Which
I don't know why they continue to keep putting him out on the field.
Only thing I can think of is Reisner's not in game shape. That's what
I'd rather have an out of shape Reisner than
he's not in game shape. But I will defend Ed Ingram today. The Vikings on most of their runs were running off of the right side, and it was working. And with an offensive line, if you really want to help boost that offensive line's, positivity, as they say, momentum, give them something to grasp onto that's
Yeah.
a plus to them. Run the ball. Players, anybody is better moving forward than backwards, especially offensive line. So once that running game was working, you keep at it. And I give KOC credit. He did for the most part. Alexander Madison's hanging onto the ball. He still gives me a heart attack every time he carries it. Cam Akers looked good, which unfortunately might cut into Ty Chandler's carries, I'm afraid. But the offensive line was firing and getting off the ball in the running game. And that's what every offense needs. No matter what the NFL tries to tell you with this a passing league, you still need to run the ball. And if you have a quarterback who has a ton of liabilities, a good running game is his best friend.
Yeah.
And why coaches don't understand that, especially KOC, is beyond me.
It was a weird game because both teams didn't have the. It was like a weird game because neither team had a lot of plays, but they both had the ball. Like the time of possession was even. They both took a lot of time in between plays.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings only threw 18 passes today or something like that. It was a low number, and it was really weird. The whole game itself was weird.
This game was a typical 1960s to 1990s game. It was it was that type of a game. Not a lot of big highlights. You had a few, but for the most part, it was played close to the vest. And that's kind of, you probably had both teams they're 0-3. You lose this game, you're 0-4. So you're going to try and play close to the vest, which is scary because guess what? If you're playing and coaching not to lose, you usually do lose.
Yeah.
So you got to go out there and put it all on the, win, lose, or draw. You got to put it all out there on the field. And the Vikings were lucky today. They caught a rookie quarterback. That helps too. Bryce is still green. He's going to.
He looks so small too.
Yes, he's going to look. I mean, he took a hit today, and I was kind of like, dude, are you really going to get up from that? I don't know. But hats off to Brian Flores, who ramped up the pressure in the second half, and I mean ramped it up. And by him moving, basically he moved Harrison Smith to outside linebacker. Harrison Smith coming off the edge. I mean, Harrison had 3 sacks today. I've never heard a defensive back get 3 sacks in a game. Never. One of those sacks, forced fumble, led to the Vikings go-ahead touchdown. DJ won him fumble recovery.
Who also had a good game today.
Yeah, the guy who tripped on his way to the refrigerator earlier in the week, Marcus Davenport. Yeah, Davenport. We hadn't said his name all year. He'd only been in 4 plays, and today he was there putting pressure.
He hasn't earned his full name yet. He's no longer Davenport. Now he's just Davin. So next week when if he plays just as well, then he gets his whole name back.
Still think he needs another number besides 0. Defensive lineman is 0.
It looks weird.
Right. Does not look
weird.
Yeah,
that's like a running back number.
Right, but he showed up today. He applied the pressure. You can tell they focused on Danielle, but when you've got Smith coming off the edge like he had, and you had Davenport with pressure up the middle, a young quarterback, that's gonna bother him.
And then Madison's motivation today, was that purely because they signed Akers, or did someone say, hey, so far you have been very good this year, you need to move it in gear? Or was that challenge that KOC put out, was that directly at Madison?
I think it was all of the above. Also, let's keep in mind here, this offense hadn't taken any snaps together in any sort of real meaningful play all year till the Tampa Bay game. So they were naturally going to be out of sync. They didn't do anything in preseason, all 3 games. None of the starters played. So honestly, the offense is finally getting that rust off that they should have, that they would have got off earlier had they had some snaps in preseason. I mean, that's kind of what preseason is for, is to get your team ready for the opening season. But because nobody wants their starters to get hurt and management is so paranoid about it, we get what we get with KOC, who doesn't play his starters except Ed Ingram, who still sucked. So maybe it's a case where the Viking offense is finally getting their footing. It took them 4 weeks.
It could be.
You
Yeah,
know?
that goes. Yeah, this goes back to that comment you made earlier. It's kind of like a 60s. It's like those games where you run first.
Yeah.
When
This
you
was
run first, the game goes by so much quicker.
Yeah, this was a throwback game.
Stop.
Yeah, this was a throwback game. I mean, you know, and both teams aren't that good either.
No.
You know, so that helps too. And Carolina, they're trying to get their young quarterback acclimated to the NFL, and the Vikings were trying to avoid hitting a major skid of 0-4, and the Vikings came out on top today.
Well, as their history proves, they don't go 0-4 very often.
You know what? They suck enough that they don't get the first round. They don't get the first pick in the draft. They're bad enough that they don't pick lower than maybe 7th.
Yeah.
And that's just Viking history.
Because Vikings history will also tell you that they'll find some way to beat the Chiefs Sunday. I don't think it's going to happen, but
I don't think it's going to happen because there's just this team. It's almost like the chemistry is off with this team, or they have no chemistry. Do I rely on Kirk Cousins to beat the Chiefs? Hell no. Do I think KOC is going to put together an offensive game plan to beat Andy Reid? Double hell no. The thing is with Pat Mahomes, you can't blitz him. You're going to pay if you blitz him.
Yeah.
So one thing for sure, the Chiefs don't have the best receiving core outside of Travis Kelce.
Right.
So your best bet is
Kelce?
You double Kelce and take your chances with the outside receivers, which is still pretty good. They're still pretty good, but you got to pick your poison. You have to with Mahomes. And they can run the ball.
If they stop the run like they stopped the run pretty well today, the defense did. But the game goes back again, is that Carolina, or did they actually make adjustments to stop the run? Because if Kansas City can't run either, and then you double Kelce, even though they have the best quarterback in the world, you do have a chance.
What the difference between Mahomes and who do we play today? Bryce Young.
Carolina. We played Bryce Young, Carolina.
The difference between Mahomes and Young is monumental.
Oh yeah.
You force Bryce Young to beat you with his arm, which is still a question mark. Mahomes will beat you any way he can. Yeah. That's the difference. So you gotta, with Mahomes, you actually have to just kind of, it's a chess match with the Chiefs. It's a chess match, and you've got to be on your P's and Q's, and you got to think. Brian Flores, I'm sure he's played Mahomes before. He knows how to handle Mahomes. And the biggest question to me is KOC. His play calling, his game plan. Does he get this team prepared for the Chiefs? Because you've got next week the Chiefs. Then you go to Chicago, very winnable game. And then you've got the Niners. So you've got a couple of games there that you've got to get this team ready mentally and physically for two of those games, because two of those teams are probably going to be Super Bowl bound, the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Well, the 49ers look like the best team in the NFC right now.
They do. Say what you want to.
I don't trust Dallas. Never have. Never will. Mike McCarthy is their head coach, and Dak Prescott is their quarterback. Yep. I'll never trust that team, which is good. I think we got a good performance out of our running game today. Good. It looked like they finally figured out the committee running back. And so I don't know. Maybe they didn't see something. Ty Chandler, he had a good kickoff return today.
Right.
But other than that, maybe that's what they're using him for since Kenny is hurt. So maybe Akers and Madison will be the 1-2 punch at running back. Addison was nowhere today, and he missed that block that killed JJ. So we were talking earlier because we did a live stream during the game, we were saying that KJ, even though Addison's maybe the better overall receiver,
Mhm.
when you have plays where the other receiver needs to block for KJ needs to be in that situation.
Well,
Just
and
because he's been there before. JA's too small and hasn't really learned how to block yet for the
well,
NFL.
don't forget, Addison drew the big pass interference penalty that got us down to the goal line.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, for blocking to save JJ's ass on that one play where JJ got hit.
Here's another thing too. Why is KOC even calling that play? Why?
I don't know. Tight end screen worked pretty well today.
he just loves screens. It's like and this is football, so guess what? Guys are going to get hit. So JJ needs to be prepared. You're going to get hit, dude. Deal with it. You're playing football. That's just the game. You're going to get hit. And okay, Addison missed a block, but guess what? KOC shouldn't have called that play. He shouldn't have. If you want to preserve your wide receiver, your star on your team, who's got a bullseye on him anyway, because everybody knows he's the only offensive weapon you really have. You don't run plays like that. That's me. You don't run plays.
Yeah.
Like that. No.
Yeah, it's that was probably the Cousins, Ingram. Even though you said Ingram looked good in the running game, but he needs to get. He's always been more than halfway decent on the running game.
He's gonna be a liability in a passing game, but only reason I can think Reisner's not playing is because Reisner is not in game shape.
Yeah. And then
that's it.
KOC are probably the three worst today because that play that was pick six. As someone, I don't even do film study, and I know that they've run that play multiple times on the goal line.
Oh yeah, KOC is predictable. He's really predictable. He needs to just stick with something, and he tries to be too cute at times, as they say. And he did it today. We were 3rd and 2, and he decides he wants to launch a 20-yard pass down the field to Jefferson. Your running game's working. They stopped you for no gain. Why don't you keep running the ball? Why did you have to throw on 3rd and 2? You run the ball. You take time off the clock. We don't have what we had at the end of the game. It's that simple.
I guess the Jets are making the Chiefs not look very good right now, is what everybody's saying.
I'm hearing it. Well, the Jets are a better team.
Their defense is way better.
Yeah, the Jets got a defense.
The Jets are literally a quarterback away.
Yes, literally.
Wilson is awful.
Yeah, Wilson. The MILF Hunter is terrible. I call him the MILF Hunter, but he's not a good quarterback. That's why the trade speculations were Kirk going to the Jets. Now it's Kirk going to Atlanta.
Well, the Atlanta makes most sense because that's where his wife's family's from.
That makes more sense. Yeah,
he actually may waive his no trade clause to go there.
Yeah,
but because Ritter is not.
Ritter's not the answer. Yeah. My girl's
he doesn't have a road win in his career. He has never run a game on the road.
No. My girlfriend is a Falcons fan.
What up, Zoe?
What
up, my worthless?
So I told her that there's a chance that Kirk Cousins could go down there, and she was not happy. So, but yeah. So don't even start, dude. I'm still coming after the last
he's better
night.
than Ritter.
Yeah, he is. The Chiefs don't have – not the Chiefs, but the Falcons don't have any other options.
Zoe, if you want to hop on, let me know, man.
Yeah, Zoe, come on. I got something to say to you. Don't be scared. But yeah, we needed this win, bottom line. What happens next week, you keep the momentum going, but it's the Chiefs. So
what up, Yogi? It's going to be.
What's up, Yogi?
It's going to be hard to. Because it's typical Vikings fans. I don't know if you've seen that new Dr. Pepper commercial, the Diet Dr. Pepper commercial, where they're out there, they're burning stuff and everything like that. We're like, oh, I can't take this team anymore. The guy's like, dude, it was the first play, and then they come back and then they make a great play and they're cheering again. That's the Vikings fans. When we were doing the live today, all the comments when Kirk did that pick six, oh, it's over, blow up the whole season, and then they started scoring points, and people were like, yeah, let's do it now. Now it's like, oh, we can beat the Chiefs, we can go on a run. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Well, okay, this is the difference between some fans and other fans. Because personally, I'm still saying blow it up. I don't care if we won, blow it up. You're gonna have to anyway. Why are you delaying the inevitable? That's all I'm saying. It's, you can look at the writings on the wall. You can see this team is not built for the long haul. So, you don't know what you're doing further down the road. I mean, you don't have anything. I mean, this team could be 4-12 or 4-13.
They have flipped. They have the foundation pieces. They got both their tackles. They got the best wide receiver in the NFL. So you can build off of those, just those three if you have to.
But here's the problem. This is the Vikings' biggest problem. It's not so much personnel. The biggest problem is, do you trust this front office to make those decisions that help build this team? No, I don't. I don't trust this front office. I don't trust this coaching staff. I just don't.
Yeah. But so let's talk about the good things today. Harrison Smith, looking like the old Harrison Smith.
Yeah.
Now, is that basically? Oh, we got a special guest, y'all. This right here is my mom's, everybody.
Hey, Mom.
So love you, Ma. Thank you. Appreciate you. You created me, so I can't, thank you even more than that. So yeah. So basically, Harrison Smith, going back to the old Harrison Smith when Zimmer first got here.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is the way you use Harrison Smith. He's no longer. He can cover territory, but he can't like he used to. So
he's a liability in pass. He's a liability in pass coverage.
Right. So yeah. So let's stop. Let's use them. We can use Metellus. We could flip Metellus and Harrison. Have Metellus do. Have Metellus be the second main safety. Bynum is. I think we should keep Bynum as the main pass. As the pass safety. Pass covering safety, because he seems to be not a liability in the pass coverage.
Bynum can also play corner.
He doesn't seem to be. Yeah, maybe that's why, because he seems to be. Doing it this year, which is surprised because I didn't think he would be that main safety, but he seems to be the main cover safety right now. And then Metellus all over the field again today. So he's awesome. Harrison Smith, like I said, needs to play more. Harrison Smith needs to play more on the line of scrimmage as that fifth linebacker, the fifth, defensive lineman. And then DJ Wonnum was good. Didn't hear much about Danielle Hunter, but I think the Panthers made that a game plan.
Danielle was being double teamed all day.
Yeah, and he still got some pressure.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, and then actually, you know what though? I mentioned earlier in the live broadcast, Bullard has been the best interior defensive lineman so far this year.
No, it sure hasn't been Lowry, that's for sure.
Well, Lowry made a play today. He knocked down a pass.
Yeah, but what's his name?
I thought for sure, Tony's going to say something about that.
That's his only highlight all damn year. He knocks down a pass. What's his name played very well though? The rookie Roy at the nose tackle position.
Yeah.
So, like I said, these guys haven't played together all season, really. So maybe it's now working. But once again, our opponent was not that good.
That's the other thing, yes.
No, you can't build a franchise around a wide receiver. You can't. You more 9 times out of 10 you build a franchise around a quarterback, but even that's debatable. You got to build your trenches first, your offensive line and your defensive line, and that'll take care of the position, the specialty positions, as I call them, the glamour positions. But you build your front lines, and that goes a long way towards building a championship team, because it all starts up front. It starts with the snap of the ball. No matter what they try to tell you in today's football with these coaches, they still need those big boys on that line to make things work. And we saw that today. This is what bothers me with KOC. You're running the ball. Keep pounding the rock. Yeah, it's boring football, but guess what? It's winning football.
I think he did that today. Like I said, the Vikings didn't pass very much today, so I think he did actually run the ball today. But again, was that Carolina? Are we going to be able to see? Are they going to be able to do that next week with Jones going against Schlottman?
Well, and also too, now this is another thing too. I almost expect Reisner to start next week because he has experience playing a player. Like, he has experience playing these same Chiefs.
Do they play him at center?
Who? Reisner?
Reisner.
No, he's playing right guard. He's playing right guard. But playing right guard, depending on how the Chiefs line it up, you could double Chris Jones over the nose. Where they're going to line up Jones is most likely over if Ed Ingram is playing, he's lining over Ed Ingram.
Yeah.
He'll destroy Ingram. Reisner knows how to block him. So I expect Reisner to play a lot next week. And he should be up to snuff with the playbook, the cadences and stuff like that. He's got to get used to that. You couldn't just plug him in and expect him to play, because the guy's coming in off an injury and no training camp. That's a recipe for disaster in itself.
Yeah, build through the trenches. Yeah, I mean, I think they played well today. The defense played really well. Today because the defense actually won the game. When was the last time we could say that?
Not since Zimmer. It's been a few years. Because the offense had its moments where it really wasn't. It didn't look like it was in sync at all. And Kirk had a bad day. Let's just be honest. He did not have the best day. And I've noticed some things about Kirk too. Kirk seems a little off this year. So,
yeah, it's and JJ had finally got his 2 TDs.
Oh yeah, well, he would have had 3 if they made that. That was a bogus call on Josh Oliver. That was a bogus call.
Well, both 2 of the penalties today were bogus. The one on the one on Oliver, and the pass interference at the end of the game against Caleb Evans.
Yeah,
the wide receiver ran him over. You, as a wide receiver, you cannot initiate the contact, run over the defensive back, and get the pass interference.
Right.
It's not supposed to work that way.
Right. But it's the NFL. They hand out pass interference penalties like candy. They do. They just do. That's why I say if you're a defensive football player in today's football, you won't see defenses dominate like they did in the old days, because guess what? If that offense can't move, they're going to help them out. They're going to throw a flag for a bogus, sorry-ass pass interference penalty like they did today. They do it every time. It's an NFL. If you watch NFL games real closely, you'll see that. What's up, Yogi?
What up? My man's got to let the dog out real quick.
My wife is sleeping, so I got to let the dogs out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So how you feeling, T?
It's a win, but it's all I can look at it as. It's a win. I'll take a win, but yeah, Zoe, you ain't coming on tonight. Scared, mom. He ain't coming on tonight. He don't want that smoke. We needed a win, but let's keep in mind it was Carolina. Yeah. This ain't like we beat Kansas City or San Francisco or Philadelphia or Dallas or any of those teams. It was the Panthers.
Shit, the Chiefs might lose to the Jets.
What's the score of that game?
2020.
What quarter?
Third quarter, 3:30 left. Jets got the ball. Yeah, they're on
Here's
Chiefs
the thing,
territory.
and let's not act like the Chiefs are invincible. The Chiefs are beatable. They are beatable. So I'm not acting like the Chiefs are going to come in here and kick our asses. But guess what? The Chiefs have that elite. They have some elite players on their roster that can make life miserable for a young team like the Vikings.
Yeah.
And they also have Andy Reid as a coach.
I missed your message on Twitter. Don't think I ignored you.
Oh, no problem. I ain't even sweating.
I was doing so many. Yeah, my head has been all over
I
the place.
ain't even tripping about it. It's no big
okay.
deal. Zoe was on one last night. I just wanted to chime in there and let him have it. So, but I also wanted to chime in and say, have you all been listening to anything I've been telling you? Everything you're talking about, I've already explained. I've explained it. Justin's explained. We've all explained it. So, no, I just want to go in there and give Zoe some grief. So, especially with that comment about the 1930s and 40s.
Oh, he's about to tap in.
Oh, okay. All right. Bring your Detroit Lion loving ass in here.
Yeah, man, my ass has to go back to work tomorrow. Oof.
Early day?
Well, I don't start until 1:30, but I've been off for a week dealing with this move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be... Are you going to next week's game?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, that's a 3:00 game. The whole country going to see it.
Yeah.
So it's... All you can do is it's a good win. You just got to build off of it, but I don't trust this. I don't trust this coaching staff. And, they got to show me more. And they got to show it to me against a team that is of the caliber of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So.
All
That's
right.
why the Bucs hurt so much.
I'm about to be back in the background.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I hurt. That's why the Bucs loss was not. I wouldn't say devastating, but that's definitely a win you needed. But they're looking good right now. They won again today, so I guess it wasn't that not that bad of a loss.
Oh, the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
they beat the Saints.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is it wherever Derek Carr just can't win?
Well, he can't stay healthy either.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt again.
We got two. We got Oh yeah, look at this.
Oh, there he is. What you got to say? What you got to say now?
Oh, come on! You got your shirt on, T-Bass.
What up, my guy?
What up,
man?
What up?
Hey, guys. Hey, I have a request for you, Stu. I really dig watching your guys' show and the knowledge that you guys have. I think this would be a fascinating show. Like what I was saying in the comments. The debate about trade JJ, hey JJ, can you build a championship team around a receiver, or do you need that quarterback? And then the debate is, well, do you pay JJ and then not have money, bring in quality free agents and things to build, or do you tear this team down, trade JJ, get those picks, get that quarterback, the line in and stuff, because it's a fascinating debate that nobody really wants to talk about. And I think you guys would be perfect for it. That's my request.
Well, we can definitely talk about it.
I mean, that could be a whole show.
I personally think JJ should be a lifer when it comes to playing for the Vikings.
Yeah, me too. But as I pointed out, look at the past 20 years. Packers have been blessed with what? Quarterback. We've been blessed with what? Wide receiver. Carter, Moss, JJ. Who's got the Super Bowl ring?
Well, they each only have one when they should have far more. But yeah.
Actually, I'm
I'm
gonna put this out there. The Vikings have been blessed
Amen,
more.
T-Bass. Amen, T-Bass. Because when I even hint at trading Justin Jefferson to build more around the team, people think I'm crazy. So, amen.
Oh, yeah. It's a fascinating argument.
It makes a lot of sense. It does. The whole thing with keeping JJ is PR. with
Exactly.
this team. It's PR.
Bill C. Bill C.
Right. It's
But
JJ. You see the jerseys. It's like with Kirk. It's PR. You know, but guess what?
It's bad PR now.
It's bad PR now because PR. First of all, PR does not block, and PR does not rush the quarterback. You need to build the line. You need to build the trenches. If you're going to put that good of a team on the field, you got to build the trenches.
Two things that I've been telling people, you know, up until 10 years ago, I was kind of just, oh, well, you know, with the Vikings, because I'm a Chicago Cubs fan too. And you know what? I finally seen the Cubs win a World Series, and now I want the damn Vikings, and I demand the Vikings. I remember the first day Theo Epstein came with the Cubs. He came on the TV and said, Cub fans, we're going to get really, really bad to be really, really good. And you know what? 5 years later, the curse was over. Also, as with the Cubs, this JJ thing is trending almost exactly what I seen with the Cubs and Greg Maddux. And then they let it go to free agency or something, and then JJ's going to go bye-bye. We're not going to get anything out of it. Nothing. No, well, we might get a comp pick, whatever. That worries me. Either sign the guy or not, or trade him.
Well, technically with JJ, they still got 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still got 2 years to figure it out. But do you trust this? Do you really trust this current front office to make the right decision? Do you trust them to build a team? Me? Hell no. This front office is not very good.
As of right now, is there a grade worse than F at F minus, because Quasi's first draft right now is worse than an F0.
No, concerns me about that TYA is that more people don't talk about is not the fact that players he took, which is bad, but then his trade decisions and getting returned. Not too many people talk about last year in the third round when they traded with San Fran, and they got San Fran. San Fran, I think, had 3 or 4 third-round picks. They got their last pick, the last pick of the third round.
Yeah, they did. I've been.
If they would have got one of those higher ones a few before, they would have had a pretty decent defensive tackle.
Well, Quasi does draft picks like stocks. He takes the least volatile one.
Once again, Quasi is not a football guy because, first of all, anybody will tell you, first of all, you don't trade in your division. You never trade your division. Not once. Not twice. He did it 3 times in the division. Twice with the same team.
Luckily, that Detroit trade isn't panning out so well right now, or it would look really bad. I
gotta wait to see what Hawkinson does, because Hawkinson's had his moments where he sucks.
He dropped another pass again today. Kirk put that ball. See, when you first watched the replay, it looked like it was a bad pass by Kirk.
No, that was right in his hand.
When they showed the slow motion replay, it was right in his hands. He completely
he's got the pay. He's gotten a payday, and he's soft, just like a lot of these players. I don't think they practice hard. I mean, there's so many indications. Last week's 2-minute drill. You know, even when you're playing in high school, you go through that, so it's second nature. That was not when it came time. They're like, "Oh, we never practiced this." Tackling, basics, things like that. Ball security. None of that stuff, and that's all got to go back to the coach.
And the Vikings could start 2-5, and if they start 2-5, that means both their wins are on the road. When was the last time they didn't win a damn home game?
Yeah.
They used to be unbeatable. And the Metrodome, you can say what you want about that building, but they never lost there.
I hated that I got hurt in that building. I'm so glad they blew that son of a bitch up. I was doing a friggin' dance when they blew up that damn stadium.
I haven't been to the new stadium. I've been lucky enough.
No, I haven't been to the new stadium either. I want to.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
I've been to the old Met. I've been to the Metrodome.
But I'll be next year because I'm going to Skullfest next year. So
yeah,
hopefully.
Oh, hey guys, I got to get going. Keep up the good work, guys. And that was just a suggestion. That would be a really interesting program if you guys just talked about.
Well, hey, Tuesday for our history show, T-Bass, we're doing the history of the Vikings coaches. So there's only been 10 of them, so we can fit all 10 into one show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do me a favor. Spend about 5 seconds on Les Steckel and move
Well,
on.
Les Steckel's going to be Les Steckel's. We have an interesting order. I have Les Steckel as 10. TB has somebody else as 10.
Really?
I think I'm going to put Steckel at 10 just because it'll be it may be a little bit longer than 30 seconds, but it's not going to be very long.
Yeah, he was brutal.
Very brutal.
All right, guys.
Take care, T-Bass.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye.
take care. All right, so
What's the deal, my guy, TY?
I think you have.
Oh, you can't give me a shout out? What's up?
No, I'm not telling you, my guy. Tony, what's the deal? What up with you, man? What up with you, man? I missed you last night, man.
So
Yeah, no. Okay, brother, you got to tell us now. After today's game, you still want to blow up the team?
Hell yeah.
Okay, we still on the same page then.
We beat the Hey, man, listen here, man. I'm going to tell you this. Only reason we beat the Panthers is because Bryce Young played. If we played against Andy Dawson, we
Different story. Different story.
Like
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is regressing in front of our eyes.
Old age.
He just regressing. Like he be slow on throws. He fumbling every time he get hit. He can't hold on to the ball. The Viking whole offense is just a joke.
And that starts with play calling too.
Yeah, the offense, like I said before, in the beginning of the season, after week 1, I got more faith in the Viking defense than I have in the offense.
which is what happened today. The defense,
Which is
actually
what
won the
happened
game.
today. Yeah.
They scored a touchdown. The Vikings
Yep.
offense ain't do shit.
So, Zoe, what you think about the running game today?
Oh, running game did good, but the Panther defense is horrible.
They got a
The
pretty decent.
balance-
They got a pretty decent front seven. They do.
Yeah,
It's pretty
I don't know.
decent.
It was
Burns
alright.
is pretty
But-
good, but Burns was not heard of from today.
No,
He's
they
pretty
did good
good.
on Burns. And
Yeah,
plus,
I
Madison-
didn't hear Burns' I
That's
didn't hear
because-
Shaq.
I
I
think
didn't
he's
hear
going
Shaq
against Darasol, right? Darasol hasn't had a lot of pressure all year, I
Yeah,
think.
he went against Darasol.
And Madison
Yeah.
held on to the football today.
Yeah,
Hey, that's a big step.
yeah, both hands.
Yeah.
Like he was in the program.
Like, he-
I guess that trade for Cam Akers put Madison on his toes.
someone sparked his ass because
Somebody
Cam
sparked
Akers?
it.
yeah,
That Cam Akers trade.
Yeah, he's on notice. He somebody sparked him.
If you blow up to 10, you say it back. If you blow up, you said it back for years.
No, you don't. Here's the
Wow.
deal.
Listen, man, the Minnesota Vikings ain't got no defense. They ain't got no quarterback. They can't draft. How
other
you
than
be
that,
set-
how's the play, Miss Lincoln?
Yeah,
like what do you mean?
you know.
How would you be
No,
set back for
no.
years?
Well, I see, Davey. Here's the thing, though, about blowing it up. There's still some players you keep.
No,
You
I'm not
keep
saying
both-
trade. I'm not saying trade everybody.
Right, you keep both tackles.
Yeah,
You keep
Yeah.
JJ, trade
Yeah.
TJ, trade Daniil Hunter, trade KJ. That's what I really mean.
Because as much as we love Daniil Hunter, pass rushers are more replaceable than left tackles and right tackles are.
And plus, this is last year anyway.
yeah. So if
Yeah.
you're gonna get rid of D Hunter now, get something for him because next year
Exactly.
he's
Like-
a free agent. Here's put it this way: he's a free agent next year. Kirk is a free agent next year, and they're still on the books.
Right.
58
So,
million.
in
Which
Minnesota,
is why I think they're going to re-sign Kirk for one more year.
Man, don't do that. Don't-
Don't say
to
that.
get
No,
that
don't
kid.
speak- don't
I'm
speak
not
that
saying I
existence.
want them to.
No,
I'm
Oh,
just
my
saying they may do that to get the dead cap space down.
don't do that, man. Don't do me like that. I can't afford another year of Kirk Cousins.
I
man.
know
It's been the worst. These been the worst years of being a Viking fan ever for me. I hate
Well, obviously you're young.
Yeah. You're young. Have a seat, Junior.
For real, man. The Kirk shit. Oh my God, Kirk.
Oh, by the way, Zoe, the Vikings weren't existent in the 30s and 40s, okay?
You talking about last night?
Yeah, they didn't get a team till 61. So, but if you had read a history book, you know that.
That's why us old Vikings fans, when Packers fans say, we won all these championships, I said, I don't want to hear about the championships you guys won before 61 because I didn't have it. Our team didn't have a chance to win them. They weren't in existence.
Yeah, they were in existence.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't compare those.
Like,
It's like the
If that-
Yankees winning all those championships before, like the Marlins were
Exactly.
around. Oh, we got all these championships. Well, the Marlins weren't around for them to win the championships. You can't really yell at the Marlins. So
right, like that shit don't even happen.
yeah,
Yeah, but the Vikings, man, like, man, at the end of the day, man, like, people gonna say what they want to say. The Vikings could go on a winning streak. We could do this. Man, the Vikings can't do shit, man. Who can the Vikings beat if they make the playoffs? Do you think they
The
could beat the
Vikings-
Cowboys? Do you think they could beat the
Vikings-
Cowboys?
No, Vikings be one and done.
Exactly. So what's the point?
Yeah, Vikings would be one and done. I don't, honestly, I don't want this team in the playoffs.
Me neither.
I don't want this team in the playoffs.
I want a top 10 draft pick. I really want top 5 shit. But
Well,
I know how the Vikings is.
Well, here's the thing, though. They'll never be. And me and Curtis have said this before. The Vikings will never be top 10 bad.
Yeah.
They're always like top 15 bad. The lowest they'll probably go. The lowest they have it went in a while is 7th. I think the last one was what, 4th with Khalil.
yeah. And even when the Vikings are bad, they're never bad. There's always
never
2 or 3
bad.
teams worse than them. So even when the Vikings do go 3-13, there's always at least 3 other teams that go 3-13 in the league who the Vikings seem to lose the tiebreaker against.
Right.
Had the worst
I might
record.
want no damn
Yeah, keep in
Kirk.
mind though, they've only had the number 1 pick twice.
I seen that before.
Yeah, the first one was the first pick because they were an expansion team. So from 61 till now, they've only had one season bad enough to have the first pick.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of good though, shit. But
Well, that's why the Vikings are considered the best franchise in all the 4 professional sports never to win a Super Bowl, or because they have an NFL championship. But
okay, bet, yo. Oh, good
Yeah.
looking, Yogi.
so, but that's
Yeah,
why they're
it's-
considered the most successful franchise not to win anything.
Right.
Yeah, man. But we need, like, to me, honestly though, like, we could talk about the offensive line and stuff like that, but the Vikings really just need a quarterback for real. Like if you get the right quarterback, he can probably hide some of the woes on the offensive line to a certain degree. But Kirk Cousins just don't move, and he lost a step.
Well, you also have to look at it this way too. KOC is a terrible play caller.
I'm about tired of KLC for real.
I'm starting to see the same plays over and over again.
Yeah,
it's the
he
same
does-
play from last year.
He can't adjust.
Then another
He
thing
can't.
is, why the fuck we are not throwing the ball to Ja? Ja ain't get no damn receptions today.
That might have been a coverage thing with the
It could have been a coverage thing because I know they wanted to go over the top deep to Addison, and he did draw the pass interference penalty. But after that, I mean, he had 2 guys on him over the top.
Man,
did.
it's just
It's just, but once again, Kirk, to me today, and I've noticed this all season, Kirk is starting to regress.
I said,
And
man,
he's kind of looking like rookie Kirk.
I said that in my video earlier, man.
which is weird because second year, this is his first time in his career, same offensive coordinator 2 years in a row, and this is what he looks like.
This is what he looks like. And that scares me right there, which, you know what that tells me? His age has caught up with him. And the hits have caught up with him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gun shy. And when you start getting he don't even run no more. He's quick to hit the turf.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, can you please explain something to me? When he puts his hands over his ears like this, what is he? Is he literally saying he can't hear? Is that what he's saying?
He do that to fuck with us, acting like he can't hear the play calling.
Somebody get him miracle ear so he can hear the damn plays. Because I'm telling you what, I mean, this is stupid.
He's getting old, man. He getting older, man. His hearing going a little bit.
I'm just like, he does that every game. Every game.
He can't even grip the football like that no more. That's why every time he get hit, he fumbled the motherfucker.
Those injuries are taking a toll. Those hits are taking a toll.
You only have so many hits in your body before.
Right. Those hits are taking a toll.
It's like a running back shelf life. That's why they don't last very long. You can only take so many hits. Your body only has so many hits.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Kirk, this is what a lot of Viking fans don't see. Kirk at his best is average.
Yeah.
He's average. He is not this. Oh, you put the right pieces right. He's going to win the Super Bowl. You're not going to the Super Bowl.
What's the right pieces?
You're not going to the Super Bowl with Kirk.
What's the right pieces? People say that all day. But what the right pieces? Ain't no right pieces for Kirk Cousins.
If it's not perfect for Kirk, it ain't gonna work.
This the NFL ain't nothing perfect.
Right.
So
So
what the
I mean,
fuck?
I think you would think after last week, after the meltdown he had with spiking the ball, people would see that. But last week was bad, but then this week he wasn't that good either.
They was
So
horrible.
yeah, so guess what? He's going against Kansas City next week.
And they defense is okay.
I would
You
say
know.
the game's at home, and that should help us out. But of course, then KOC and Kirk don't like the home fans.
Exactly. They've already badmouthed the fans. So
I seen that.
well, here's the funny part. Kansas City travels well, and Kansas City's not far from Minneapolis.
Yeah,
So that stadium is going to be half full of Chiefs fans, and there's a bunch of them up here already. So that stadium is going to be 50-50, But
Yeah. I don't see it being the Chiefs anyway. Shit.
so it looks like it does look like Brian B. Flo made some changes today. I really like the way the defense was.
He did.
And one thing I did notice today was that when the first drive, when they went up and down the field, they were not aggressive. Then they became aggressive, and that's when the Panthers couldn't do anything. And then in the fourth quarter, for some reason, they got unaggressive again, and that's when the Panthers drove down the field again. And then on that drive, he got aggressive again. When they got aggressive again on that drive, is when you have someone like Bryce Young, you have to be aggressive. Next
you
week,
can't even
yeah.
even as a coach in the NFL, you can never let your foot off the gas. KOC does that all the time. He did that all the time last year. Look what happened. One score games. And we jumped out in front by 2 scores in a lot of our games.
Yeah.
You can't take your foot off the gas as a coach. And it's okay to blow somebody out, because guess what? If you don't blow them out, they're going to blow you out and not think seconds about it.
Yeah, they won by 8 today. That was one of the biggest wins point differential.
Yeah,
And,
since KLC been here.
And that's pretty
That's sad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, every time they go to Carolina, it's always more purple.
KLC, yeah.
Davey Chains, you're right. KLC does not have the killer instinct. He's too nice. I'm just going to
By the way, he wasn't a good quarterback.
Yeah, that's what. Well, and also that probably tells you why he never called plays in the NFL. Never called plays till he took the Viking job. So,
yeah,
Kirk
Cousins is KOC and Kirk Cousins. They have and Quasey. They kind of have like a little thing going on to where none of them are aggressive, and they're all nice guys.
They're all nice guys.
I want a dog. See, Pete was a dog.
Oh yeah, on defense.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Yeah.
But
So-
here's the thing. You had players like Eric Kendricks who bitched and moaned because Zimmer was hard on him sometimes. So Viking ownership went the exact opposite of Zimmer.
Yeah.
What is
And
Zimmer
hired-
saying right now?
Oh, Zimmer's kicking back with his mail order bride talking
Like
shit.
these.
Yeah, he ain't worried about it.
He knew Zim knew
Zimmer-
last year was a fluke.
Yeah, he ain't worried about it. And you know what he's
Zimmer's doing
saying?
the Kellen Mond quote. I've seen them play.
Yeah. Zimmer's kicking back with his Russian girlfriend, looking at the TV, looking at the scores and all the papers and all the stuff online, talking about, well, can't blame me for this one.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Yep, you can't blame me for this one. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not, and he's right. You can't blame him. This is now on KOC and Quasey. This is there. And and I'm not even going to say Ziggy. I'm going to say more Mark Wilfa and Andrew Miller. This is on them.
Ziggy's more of just overhead.
Ziggy is actually, from what I'm hearing, he's just ownership in name, but he's retired. He doesn't do anything. That's why he stays in Jersey. He's retired. He makes a trip to the games every now and then, but somebody said he's not in the best of health either. So, if anything, with the day-to-day, it's Mark Wilf and Andrew Miller. So that's the committee. That's why I said, do you trust this current organization to put together a team that could get us to the Super Bowl? I don't. They're terrible at.
I think he's an advisor, Sarah. I don't think he's actually part of the coaching staff.
Yeah, he's an advisor. He's a defensive advisor.
Yeah.
So he basically sits in the press box, drinks coffee, and BS's with the other coaches. That's it.
So you ain't got no faith in this ownership find us a quarterback?
I don't have faith in this ownership to find us offensive lineman, defensive lineman. I don't have faith in them, period.
Damn.
I just don't.
I mean,
Because
Spielman had a lot of misses, but he also had a lot of hits too.
he had a lot of hits. Later on, he had to misses. He hit early, but then when he missed later, he really missed. And the great unknown, I'm going to keep saying it, the great unknown is Teddy Bridgewater, because we don't know. The man's leg literally blew up.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm kind of like, okay, that's the great unknown. And then after that happened, it was just bad.
Yeah, man. He says Ziggy Marco, a lawyer, Crazy is a stock market guy, and Kelsey is the player coach.
Yeah,
but
the Wills are land developers. That's why they got this team. And they made their money. They actually made their money.
I think Leonard's the attorney.
Leonard's the attorney, yeah. The other, he's the Wilf nobody talks about. He's like the fifth Beatle. But yeah, one thing when they bought this team was you had all the land around it, and they bought that up, but they were trying to get the stadium. Well, guess what? They got the stadium now. You need to put something on the field that the fans are going to keep spending their hard-earned money on.
But
Sarah, you're right. I don't trust that Grigsby dude at all, because Grigson ruined. Is it Grigson? Whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah,
he ruined
Andrew Luck's career.
He ruined the Colts, and we just bring him in.
Yeah, that was dumb. I ain't get that shit.
They're not the Wilfs will spend money, but the Wilfs know nothing about football. They don't.
That's the problem.
Yeah, they don't know. We've got people in this organization right now that don't know anything about football, and it's probably the first time in years
they'll watch it.
Been run by people that don't know football.
I ain't never seen the Vikings ran like this before.
Honestly, neither have I.
Man, if you look, if the Vikings fumble this upcoming NFL, if we fumble this upcoming NFL draft, oh man, we in trouble.
Well, and I'm gonna calm everybody down, because what's his name might not even come out. Caleb Williams. He might go back to SC.
He makes a lot of money.
He's making a lot of money just by being a college quarterback. So, so he might go back. So I don't know who's the second best quarterback.
Probably
some people say Drake May is the second best quarterback.
I don't know if I see. I look at May and I see Kirk Cousins.
He checked down too much. I say Bo Nix, and I like that quarterback from Washington. From Washington, that Michael kid.
But this is a deep draft for quarterbacks. Very deep draft. So here's the thing. If you are the Vikings, you've got so many needs all across the board. Say you only win 4 or 5 games this year. You're going to need most likely offensive line help with the interior and D-line help. It all depends in free agency too, but we don't have any money again.
I think somebody said we got $50 million, and Cleveland is a free agent after this year.
Cleveland's a free agent, which means you're going to have a hole there.
Right.
This comment right here about with Skull Nation. I don't know if we necessarily need owners who know football. We need owners who will when they do hire football people, let the football people do what they want. Like if they want to come in and tear it down, let them tear it down. That's what the Wills need to do.
And the Wills won't tear it down because you tear it down that they haven't had. I don't think they've ever had a tear down. They went 3-13 in 2011. They were 5-10-1 in 13. Ever since then, they've been 500 or better. Yeah, Kwesi was a PR hire. I said that all along. He checked the box, which was a minority hire.
Who was that GM? Rob Brzezinski.
Rob Brzezinski.
He's the money man.
He's the money man. He's the one that keeps kicking money down the road. So we have so much money still on the books. Right. Like next year, we still got like 56 mil on the books.
And eventually, you can't kick it down the road anymore.
You can't keep kicking it down the road.
NFL makes you pay it eventually.
Yeah,
exactly. This is what's happening next year when the Vikings have $59 million of dead cap space.
That's why I want to give TJ no contract extension. It made no sense for real.
Well, and here's the thing: TJ was never hurt.
I knew
it was a hold in. So when the Vikings were the ones that should be getting heat for this, because they told the fans that he's got an earache, then he's got a backache. No, he don't. He got a wallet ache because he wants more money. That's what the ache is.
That was a dumb trade anyway.
And now he's going to have a backache from sitting sideways with the wallet in his back pocket with all that money in it.
Right. The owner should have no input on the decision about the teams. Well, it's their team.
Yes.
It's their team. So the owners will say something, but in the Wilfs case, now they did this for years with Spielman. The Wilfs left the football part to Spielman, which was part of the problem. They trusted Spielman to make the decisions. Some were good, and towards the end they were bad. But it was Spielman who made the decision on Cousins.
Yeah, that was dumb too.
And it was his decision to give the man guaranteed money.
Especially if it's a situation like Chandler Jones and he's looking for a free agency and you want to re-sign him. The owner's going to be like, no, I don't want that dude on my team.
Now, what the hell's with Chandler Jones? You have a meltdown?
Who?
I think he got arrested. All I heard was he got arrested in Las Vegas.
Chandler Jones, yeah.
Oh, he tripped. I seen him on the internet today talk about Josh McDaniels, the head of the football team. They done had sex with my wife or baby mama or somebody. I don't know. I think he going through some CTE or some shit.
Oh my God, Josh McDaniels banged his old lady.
He said the whole football team did.
Well, you know what? What happens in Vegas?
Did the same thing happen to LeBron James's mom?
Oh,
Didn't like Delonte West get bang like LeBron James's mom?
oh my God!
Sarah, the cap is not a myth. You do eventually have to pay the piper. You get the NFL does make you eventually pay for kicking the can down the road.
And where did the Browns learn their philosophy on the cap? From the Vikings, because they got a bunch of people from the Vikings front office with the Browns. So we are on the hook next year for
like 50 million.
Hunter.
Hunter Cousins is 28.3 million just by himself for dead cap space next year. And then Davenport is 7 million, and I think Hunter is 18.
Yeah. That's true. But you know what? When it comes to sports is a different animal. And, owners are going to say what they want. It's their team.
Yeah.
But it helps if you have ownership that at least put people in football around them. We don't have any football people, literally.
No,
we don't have any football people calling the shots.
They're all analytic guys.
They're all analytics. Everything is done by committee. So there's really no one person to make the major decisions. Like Spielman, you knew who to blame. Spielman made the decisions.
But here,
you don't have that anymore. Yeah.
That's why I said, like, people say fire Kwesi. It ain't Kwesi.
Kwesi's a scapegoat.
That's what I'm saying. People talking about fire is not him. He not doing shit.
Kwesi's a scapegoat. And I'm just throwing a little, what is it, conspiracy theory out there? Who's to say that this Grigson character
going to come for you? You said the C word.
who's to say that this Grigson character isn't trying to get Kwesi's job? And Kwesi brought him in.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, I can see that happening, but he's not very good either. He literally had Andrew Luck retire.
Yeah, the man he destroyed that Colts team. They're now, and today Richardson looks pretty good. I'm going to have to say that he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the glory. I could watch the Viking game, and I had the red zone on, so I got to see other games.
Who else look good too though? Man, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, he did.
They tore Pittsburgh up.
We're seeing something with Pittsburgh now. I thought I'd never see with a Mike Tomlin team.
Yeah, like Kenny Pickett ain't it?
No, and Pickett's hurt, and he took a shot to the knee today. Yeah, he took a shot to the knee today. It's with Pittsburgh, and I like Mike Tomlin. You know what? Maybe it's time for Tomlin.
I don't like Pittsburgh, so I'm happy seeing them fail.
I told somebody that shit today.
I have never had a problem with Pittsburgh. Dallas is the team I've always had the problem with.
I think it's more their fans than anything else, maybe.
See, I like their fans. Their fans are okay. Cowboy fans are another story. I'd love to punch one. I would. I'd love to punch one. Yeah. But with you look at Tomlin, I'm just like, this is something new for him.
Yeah, I think he's just been there too long.
You're right, Sarah. It does look like he's trying to take Kwesi's job with the moves he's made.
So, Zoe, who
Huh.
were you impressed with today?
Man, it had to be Davenport played good today.
Yes, he did.
Davenport played good. Old Harrison Smith showed out today. Nobody on offense.
Well,
No.
JJ.
Well, yeah, you know, Jay, I already don't.
Well, the running backs and JJ.
Yeah,
so,
but the whole offense as a whole, man, come on, man, 14 points.
No, they the offense struggled, but
Yes.
I'm not going to blame that on the players, other than Kirk and KOC.
Yes.
I put the blame for the offense on the top two, KOC and Kirk.
And if those two aren't good, your offensive coordinator and your quarterback, yeah,
It seemed like to me, man, every time Kirk throw the ball to KJ, the bitch get intercepted.
He forces it.
Well, that was a bad pass today.
Now, I'm just saying, though, y'all never noticed that in all the games, his interception beat going towards KJ Osborne.
I'm not sure if the one where his arm got hit was going to KJ or if it was going to Addison, but
the one at the goal line was going to KJ.
Yeah,
that was. But he looked right at KJ. He didn't look him off or nothing. He didn't look him off, and it just followed their eyes. You know,
man. Then next week, that shit might get ugly.
That's what scares me.
That shit might get ugly.
If Reisner plays, it may not be as ugly.
Yeah, but
the offense still can't do shit. I still gonna see him going 3-0.
Yeah, it's chaos. Like I said, KLC's got to call the game up of his career up to now. He's gonna have to do it for the next 2 out of 3 weeks with the Chiefs and with the Niners.
Season.
He's got to call better games, especially those two teams. Now, that Niners game, that's going to be payback for Shanahan after what KOC said last year.
What did he say?
After they
physical,
they had
being physical.
Oh, the joint practice.
The joint practice, and KOC said that the 49ers were being too physical, and that was a joint practice. You know Shanahan is in his locker room talking about, this motherfucker want physical.
Yeah, that right there gonna be an old-fashioned ass.
Right, and it's on Monday night.
Dang.
I mean, they kicked our ass in that playoff game. They physically whipped the Vikings ass in that game.
And I'll tell you what, Kansas City. The only thing that scares me with Kansas City is number 15. Other than that, they're mortal. But number 15,
they're not very good.
Right.
15 is a mutant.
We almost beat the Chiefs when we played them in Kansas City a few years ago, but it was Henne that played, and that was Zimmer's defense that gave up. They gave up by like a 92-yard run.
Yeah, we lost to the backup quarterback.
We lost to the backup quarterback. So,
Mahomes, the only team he has not beaten in the NFL is Minnesota.
Which could change next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit gonna change next week.
Which could change next week.
Yeah, but the Vikings off, man. I don't know, man. For some reason, man, the Vikings offense cannot just get it going. I don't know what it is.
That's because of KOC. He, like Davey Chain says, he calls plays like he's afraid of making a mistake instead of taking a chance. It's a 50-50 ball.
With the way our interior offensive line is, there's no reason why they can't pull, or not even just pull, but maybe have a double tight end set on one side and run to the outside with a double tight end set.
I noticed this years ago with the Bears, and they did this a lot. They used one of their offensive tackles on that extra tight end spot when they ran the ball. So you basically had two tackles on one side of the field. You overloaded it, and they ran to that strong side.
That's how Seattle would beat us.
Yeah.
They would bring in that extra offensive lineman and put him as a tight end, so they would have 6 offensive linemen.
Right. Why?
That's how they always beat Zimmer's defense, with that extra offensive lineman.
What is it with these offensive coordinators? Because everything's borrowed from the NFL.
It was a bogus call, by the way, James.
Yeah, it was bogus. What is it with NFL coaches that they got to reinvent the wheel?
It's like it goes back to what you said. Their egos are bigger than players.
You know, it's just, and what's his name was brought down to earth today, McMichael in Miami. He was brought down to earth.
I
But-
kind of figured that though after
Yeah.
last week.
But I mean, it's like you're not you're not going to be that innovator unless you're going to put like 8 wide receivers in the damn game.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be the innovator. You know what? Look at your team, look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses. You put together a game plan that works with your personnel. It's not rocket science.
Not at all.
KLC coming in, if you know your quarterbacks as well as if you know quarterbacking as well as you do, you would have came in and made some sort of a game plan that did not expose Kirk to too many hits. You would have made a game plan that worked with Kirk and the personnel you had.
He wasn't Skull.
And we just don't have that. It's like he's got an idea. These coaches get an idea of what they want to run, and what they'll do is they'll give away perfectly good players to fit this scheme, and usually those players don't pan out.
What's like? Do you think Andy Reid tries to reinvent the wheel?
No.
He knows what works and he calls it. He knows
You're right,
what,
Sarah.
he knows what beats what defense, and you know.
Yeah, but it's not rocket science. These guys are making more guaranteed money than the football players.
Yeah.
With less hassle, and they're putting together a BS game plan that a college or high school coach could pick apart and beat them.
I mean, no one's got that Bobby Bonilla contract, but you know.
Yeah. Bobby Bonilla. That's
Bobby
history.
Bonilla.
You don't want to know.
Yeah. This man, he signed a contract with the biggest contract ever at the time in Major League Baseball history.
Yep.
But the Mets couldn't afford to pay the salary, so what he did was fine. Just pay me $1 million of my contract every year for the next 25 years. So that man has not played baseball in 15 years or something like that. And he still
I seen that shit on the internet.
He still gets
I seen that shit on the
paid $1
internet
million
this year.
every year.
That's a wild contract.
He's sitting in the Bahamas somewhere,
Yeah,
getting a $1 million
He's like,
paycheck every year.
all right, baby. 3 hours to pay hits.
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is living the life.
But yeah, we have some of the starters who are Super Bowl quality, but we don't have the depth that Super Bowl teams have.
Well, once you get past our starters, we're in trouble because our backups, we don't have depth. We don't have it. It's a head scratcher.
Hey, Chip, you might get Cousins if our season goes bad enough. Would you rather have Cousins or Ritter?
They need a quarterback.
Yeah, they do because they're letting that team go to waste with Ritter.
Hell yeah! Why do they keep on playing with that quarterback? That's crazy.
Because I think that was the ownership's call.
Yeah, they got tired of seeing Mariota.
They got sick of seeing Mariota, which
I'm saying, but shit, they could. I don't know, man.
First of all, I wouldn't have signed Mariota. So.
Hell no. Right, bud.
You talk about a disappointment. He was so good coming out of college.
Who?
Mariota.
Well,
it was him, and who was the other one? The other quarterback?
Jeez.
They came out. I think they were 1-2 or 2-3 or something like that.
Yeah, Mariota went to Tennessee.
He went to Tennessee, and I have to look and see.
It wasn't Ryan Tannehill, was it?
No, Tannehill was in Miami.
No, it wasn't
Mariota
Tannehill.
was drafted.
It's gosh. Was it Luck? It wasn't Luck, was it?
I think Luck might have been the year before.
Yeah, somebody get the Google machine out.
Marcus Mariota, who did he come in with?
That's who I'm.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
We're trying to figure it out.
He came from Oregon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But there was a quarterback ahead of him. They were like 1-2.
They finished 1-2 in the Heisman.
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
That was a minute.
I'm having a brain collapse right now.
So that was Mariota's not. He's not even in the league. Oh yes, he is in the league. He's
Jameson Winston.
Oh,
was it Winston?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Winston went first. Mariota went second.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that class wasn't that good.
No. Oh, that's right.
See.
Winston got in trouble for stealing crab legs. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
He was too busy. Eating that W.
Now media's pushing Tannehill to the Jets.
It was a 2016. It was a 2016.
2016, yeah.
Who
Did we draft in 2016? Was that?
Oh no, it's straight Viking funeral. It's all love, bro.
2015 draft. So the 2015 draft, it was Winston was first, Mariota was second, Dante Fowler was third,
Fowler, yeah,
and Amari Cooper was fourth.
And Fowler's been in trouble too. So recently,
Yeah,
I don't want to make the playoff.
Amari Cooper so far at the top, at least at the top four, was the best pick.
who did the Vikings draft in 2015? I'm trying to think.
I am looking. Let me see.
We drafted offensive lineman, didn't we?
I'm thinking. I want to say it was off of 2015. Teddy and Barr were the year before. Was that Trey Waynes?
2015. Now that I know the year.
Vikings 2015 draft class. I think we took an offensive lineman. I can't think of his name.
Kendricks was number 2. That had to be Trey Waynes.
I'm thinking it is. Let me see.
Matt Khalil.
Khalil was 2012.
Oh.
Khalil was 2012.
So
he's number 4.
First pick was Winston. Mariota was second. Fowler was third. Cooper was fourth. Sharif was fifth. Leonard Williams was the 6th pick. He's by far and away the best pick so far.
Who?
Mm-hmm. Leonard Williams.
Oh yeah.
And the Bears made that awesome, great pick at Devin White, Vic Beasley, Eric Flowers, Todd Gurley, and then after Todd Gurley,
it was Trey Waynes.
It was Trey Waynes.
It was Trey Waynes. That's what I thought. Trey Waynes.
And then Shelton went after Waynes. And then Devontae Parker.
Who would you rather have, Tannehill or Kirk? Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one because they're kind of the same.
Hell
The only difference is Tannehill can move a little bit.
Tannehill's a little more mobile, but he's Kirk.
He bought out today. They beat the shit out the Bengals today.
It's gonna be a long season. You know what? The Vikings might go to Cincinnati and win.
I don't know what's going on.
It's looking like it right now. It's looking like I thought the Bengals are that team where they make that run. They go to the Super Bowl every 15, 20 years, and then they doesn't matter who plays for them. They just suck.
Yeah. Man, well, and now here's the thing too. Now they paid Burrows, and Burrows is basically Kirk Cousins in the AFC because he's getting the life beat out of him.
Oh yeah,
They look bad today. The offense just looked.
They looked really bad.
I'm like, what the fuck? I picked them on my parlay. I'm like, they playing horrible to Tennessee.
Yep.
Tennessee will be, even though Tennessee may not win, they will knock you in your mouth.
As long as they got Derrick Henry and they play that smash mouth football. That's Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
And as long as they got Derrick Henry, they've got Henry, so they'll run Henry to death. He's basically what the Vikings did to AP, just run him to death.
Yeah.
And you don't put it on Tannehill's shoulders to win the game. Put it that way.
Right.
You don't put it in his hands.
Buffalo was a mad football team. That's why they did what they did in Miami.
And it's a division. It's a division game.
Yep.
Club Miami just come off that high horse, putting up 70 points last week.
Oh yeah.
And then the Bears.
I watched that game. I had that game on for a little bit. I thought the Bears were going to win. I seriously did.
Man, I'm happy you said something about the Bears, man. We were talking about the Bears yesterday, and Sarah made a comment about the Bears, and I was talking to Mike about the Bears. I think the Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., the wide receiver, and they're going to sign the Lions offensive coordinator for their new head coach.
Caleb Williams will not play for the Bears.
No, that's on his teams that he won't play for.
Yeah,
he got a list.
Yeah.
No one knows what the list is, but I guarantee you the Bears.
It's not the Bears. The Bears are not.
The Bears and the Cardinals are the two of the teams that are on his list that he will not play for.
But look though, if he set out next year and come out in next year's draft, it's gonna be the same damn teams again.
Yeah, but then here's the thing though, with the money he's made, he won't have to play pro football.
He can go to the XFL.
He can go to the the XFL now merged with the USFL, so they're a whole new league.
Yeah, he can make just as much money off of that.
He could also go to Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, you think he'll do all that just not to play for a football NFL team?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
done before.
it's
John
been done
Elway,
before.
Eli
It's been done.
Manning.
John Elway, Eli Manning.
What John Elway do?
John Elway was going to play for the Colts. Actually, drafted John Elway. He says, "I'm not playing for the Colts," so they traded him to the Broncos.
Because
I didn't know
Elway
that.
threatened to play baseball because he was in the
Yeah.
Yankees farm system.
Yeah,
So what they did was the
I don't know,
Colts-
Sarah. We may not be on that list.
Are we on that list? I don't know.
I don't think so. With JJ, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
And
and his,
Addison.
his buddy,
And Addison.
he's really tight with Addison.
Yeah.
And we
so
got the other dude from USC.
which one?
Blackman,
Black.
Oh, Blackman. Yeah, Blackman.
Yeah.
who played pretty well today too.
True. Who was the last team to score 70+ points? That had to be the Redskins in 66 against. No, it wasn't the Redskins. It was
It was the are they talking about all time? Are they talking regular season? Or are they talking postseason? Because the Bears beat the Redskins 73-0 in the playoff game.
and
In
that
the
was
playoffs?
postseason. Yeah, that was 1940. Zoe.
There's no Bears and no shit like that.
No, they beat the Redskins 73-0, dude.
Damn.
73-0.
I know they won a Super Bowl that year. Or
I want to
championship.
say
Super Bowl was not around back
it
then.
wasn't a Super Bowl. It was a championship. Yeah,
It
that
was
was
the
a
NFL
championship.
Yeah.
That was the NFL championship game.
Damn.
Yep. I think the last time it happened was, I don't know. I think Washington lost. It was like 72 to.
The highest
something.
score game I remember is when the Oilers beat the Bengals 61-21.
That was 61-7.
Yeah, 61-7.
61-7.
And then the Dolphins got their ass kicked in the playoffs by the Jacksonville. It was 61-10, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't remember 70 though, other than that 73-0 game.
70 for us that are old enough. It's been in our lifetime, but we were too young to remember it.
Yeah.
It was 72-41 or something like that. And I forget who it was. It's either the Redskins.
Well,
or the
Davey's older. I
Giants.
think Davey's older than both of us, Tony.
It was the Skins against the Giants. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It was the Skins. 72.
So that was the record they were talking
Yeah.
about. The Dolphins
Mhm.
kicked the field goal they would have broken. Yeah.
That's the year I was born, so don't even.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
The Super Bowl started in 67. It started for the 66
Yes.
season, Sarah.
And the AFL and the NFL did not merge until officially the 1977, the
Right.
1970 season. That's why the Vikings have it. And that's why the Vikings, if you go to NFL.com, the Vikings are credited with one championship in their history. It was the 69 NFL championship.
Yep.
That's why the Vikings have one championship. They don't have a Super Bowl, but they have an NFL championship.
They were the last official NFL champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the last official NFL champion. But yeah, I mean, we're lucky. We're happy if we put up 28 points. We're happy if we win by more than 2 touchdowns with this team because we don't get that luxury.
no more.
See,
No.
if they didn't turn the ball over against the Buccaneers, I think they beat the Buccaneers by double digits.
We probably we probably beat Tampa Bay.
And the
Yes.
Eagles.
We probably make a game out of it with
did
the
not look good
Eagles.
today.
Yeah, the
Eagles did not
Eagles.
look
The
good.
Eagles look average. They look
Yeah.
average as hell.
Yeah.
I think
but-
the secret's out on them.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
they got new coordinators too.
yeah.
They got new coordinators. But the Charger game was very winnable. Very
Yep.
winnable.
I forgot we
But
lost
people
to
are like,
Chargers.
"Oh, the Vikings are the best 0-3 team." That's like saying my cancer's not as bad as yours.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like
Yeah, that shit crazy. People be saying
Yeah.
that like
I'm like,
But
it's
see,
you're reaching for
Yeah.
for positivity.
I don't know, because I want them. It's either be really good or be really bad. I'm at the point now to where I used to be. Oh yes, we're going to the playoffs. There's a chance when you make the playoffs. Well, they're technically. Yes, there is a chance you can win everything just by making the playoffs, but it's a very slim chance. And this is the year, because the NFC is weak other than San Francisco. This is the year that you actually had a chance to do anything in the NFC.
It is
right.
But
You know,
here's the
because
thing, though.
all the good teams are in the AFC. Well, supposedly the Bengals are not who we thought they were. We say this every year. It's wide open. I don't think it's wide open. As of right now, I think it's a Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl from what I'm seeing.
Here's the thing, though. Do you really want to see this team in postseason?
Hell no, I don't.
I just don't.
Unless-
There's no reason I want to put this team with this
And now we're the
sorry ass
best.
deficiencies.
Now we're the best 1-3 team. We probably
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, we
probably
are.
are.
We are, yeah. Yeah.
You're right, Viking Freedom. That's why 98 does hurt so bad.
Only reason I see the Vikings in the playoff is KOC, could flip a switch and the offense could score some points through the whole damn football game.
Well, and you know what? You know the person who could make him flip that switch would be Brian Flores.
I think he's gonna be on his ass in the
Brian
minute.
Flores gonna get on his ass.
I think
some things have been said.
I think Brian Flores is like, listen, Kevin, you did a great job last year. Really appreciate it. But as a defensive coordinator, let me tell you what's going on with your offense. This is what I would do. You brought me on to be your defensive coordinator. You said, hey, if there's anything, let me know. I'm letting you know. This is how you fix your offense.
How do you fix the turnover?
First of all,
though?
you fix your offense by not calling the plays anymore. When I was a head coach, I didn't call the defensive plays because being a head coach is hard. It's a lot of responsibility. So that's how you fix your offense. Give the play call to West.
Man. This offense looks horrible. This should look like this KOC.
It's predictable.
Year.
It's predictable, and he looks outclassed.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this is rookie year.
And I'll tell you what, let's be honest. We had these holes last year. 13 wins covered it up.
Yeah.
13 wins covered it up. But this was inevitable. This is right now, what's happening right now
should have been
happening last year.
Yeah.
But we got lucky a lot.
And luck ran out.
Mm-hmm.
And Lady Luck done left the building.
Well,
Lady Luck didn't even book a flight to the Twin Cities. She said, "I'm staying wherever I am."
That's the thing about quote unquote, as people like to say, the football guides, is they'll help you 1 year.
You got to pay them back eventually.
But you got to pay them back. So
sometimes twofold.
Yeah.
Sometimes twofold.
Yeah.
But that's the dynamic. The whole Flores, because Flores was a head coach who still wants to be a head coach again,
right?
Because the way he was screwed over.
If the season goes bad, will they fire KOC and put Flores as head coach?
See, here's a weird thing with the Wilfs. That's the Wilfs and Miller admitting that they were wrong. They'll never admit it because remember, they jumped through hurdles as soon as it fell through with Harbaugh. They sabotaged Harbaugh themselves.
Yeah.
They sabotaged it themselves, and then they were all of a sudden in on KOC. So 70? Okay. History lesson here, Zoe, so relax.
Yeah, y'all going back. Oh,
okay.
So
man,
I was not
doing.
Hey, so I was born in 75 and 70. I was not here. So
here's what happened.
I do know the history. Yep. I do know the history, but I wasn't alive for it. So.
We were heavy favorites in 70 when we played the 49ers. Everything was on our side. The weather was like not even above. It was below zero. It was Viking weather. And the 49ers were coming up here, so we're like, we got these guys. It might have been a little cockiness.
Did they still wear silver then? Did they switch to gold yet?
No, they were wearing gold.
Okay.
49ers were gold. And that was a game where John Brody, they actually played ball control on the Purple People Eaters. The Vikings scored on the first play of the game on a fumble return and didn't score again until the last play of the game, a TD pass to Gene Washington. And in that meantime, the 49ers put up 17 points and beat us 17-14 in below zero temperature.
When did they switch from the silver to the gold?
That was in the 60s.
Oh, because they used to be. They looked
silver. Like, they were kind of like that off gold.
Yeah, they kind of look just like the Ohio State a little bit.
Yep.
When they first started.
And then they were just all gold. But yeah, 70 hurt, 75 still hurts. That was the best Viking team we had up until then. 87 hurts the way that went down, and 98 will always hurt. Let's just be honest.
That shit was ball.
Oh, 98 will 01 doesn't hurt that much because it was such a blowout.
Oh God, I don't even talk about I don't even talk about that one. Yeah. That one's kind of like not even on my radar.
But the Vikings have been to 11 NFC Championship games, and they've lost the last 8?
8. Yeah. We haven't won it since 76.
Yeah, they've won their first 4 that they were in, and they have not won since.
Yeah.
Damn.
First 3. We won the first 3 that we were in, and we've lost them ever since 77. We've lost.
Tony can answer that question, sir.
When did the Super Bowl change to where you play at a different city instead of your own? It was always a different
It's always that way.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
always
the
a different
first
city.
The first one was L.A. Coliseum.
Yep, Coliseum.
Second one was what? Tulane.
No, second one was Orange Bowl. The third one was
Orange
Orange
Bowl.
Bowl. The fourth one was Tulane.
Yeah.
The fifth was the Orange Bowl.
So it's always been this pretty much the same cities: Los
The
Angeles, New
warm
Orleans,
weather.
Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's always been warm weather cities.
Arizona. Yeah.
The only time, it rained in Florida for the Colts and Bears Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the one where Prince performed.
Yeah.
I thought the
Best
man was
halftime show ever.
I thought he was going to get electrocuted. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was going to get electrocuted in all that rain.
Well, there's a story on that. They're like, they told Prince it was raining, and they're like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "Nothing. I'm fine."
Yeah. Davey, turnovers did kill us in that '70s game.
It killing us now.
Wow, shocker! Turnovers.
Exactly. Yeah. Some history's repeating itself. Let's just put that out there. Yeah.
It was average 2 turnovers per game. They on the roll.
And I'm going to tell you, and you Curtis, you won't remember this, but that second interception that Kirk threw, swear to God, that looked like a Fran Tarkenton special, because Fran used to throw those same damn passes for interceptions. Used to kill us, and he was notorious for it. But that looked just like it was like Fran Tarkenton all of a sudden got into Kirk's body and just lobbed it up there. Because
I
it
wish
looked just
Fran
like
Tarkenton would get into Kirk Cousins' body.
we'd win some games. He'd have some guts.
It looked like the Vikings got more turnovers than they got touchdowns.
What do we got?
They have 9 turnovers. They have 11 turnovers so far.
Oh, shit, we got about what? 11, 10 touchdowns?
Do we have 11 touchdowns?
That's what I'm saying. I think we got more turnovers than touchdowns. We only had 2 today.
They got 2 touchdowns today. They had 2 against Tampa. They had 2. So it might be even.
Damn. That's a great video right there.
No, we already have next week's history show.
Actually, David, we lost at was it Tulane Stadium? To the Chiefs and the Chiefs and the Steelers. That was at Tulane Stadium. And that's Tulane Stadium Super Bowl was supposed to be played at the Superdome, but it wasn't ready yet. Or something happened. So they moved it to Tulane Stadium.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Today was Bryce Young looked horrible, man.
He's got growing pains. He's gonna have growing pains. He looks bony as hell.
Hell yeah,
I'm sorry. Every time the brother takes a hit, I kind of cringe because he looks like he ain't gonna get up.
I said it today when we did the live stream of the game that Harrison Smith is he's bulky because he's been in the league for a while, but he's still not a very big guy, and he made Bryce Young look really small.
Yeah,
Bryce Young is small. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. He's like 5'8", right? 5'8", 5'9".
Man, I don't know what he sounded like that.
I think they're generous when they give him 5'9". He looks smaller than that. He's so skinny. He's wiry. He looks like a basketball player. Let's just put it like that. He looks like a basketball player.
Looks like Trey Young out there. Yes, Fran Tarkenton is a very shrewd businessman.
Oh, he's also a dickhead. Some of his former teammates say he's a dick.
Yeah.
What's his name? But
would you rather have a guy like everybody likes, like Kirk, or would you want a dick who wins games?
You know what? As much as players didn't like him, they played for him because he was out there every play trying to win. You don't have to, that's the whole thing. You don't have to like your teammates. You don't have to. You're not going to like everybody, but you don't have to go out of your way.
I did not like some of my teammates, but what? On that field, we were brothers. If he got knocked down, I helped pick him up. Yeah.
Who looks more fragile?
Bryce Young.
I don't know. Addison gets turned over. If Addison gets hit today, like JJ got hit, it could be a wrap. I'm sorry. Addison looks like
a matchstick breaking in half.
He's like that cartoon where the or whatever it is, that xylophone, that thing that Lawrence Welk used to play, gets turned and he just his body just ripples and he just sounds like a fucking. It could be bad.
Addison is used to getting hit more though.
Is he?
Right. Because he's a receiver.
So he'd be used to getting hit more.
Unlike Bryce Young.
Because you gotta give it. Young played at Alabama, man. That offensive line in Alabama. Not this year, but
not this year. Yeah.
Not this year. Alabama looks awful this year, thank God. But in prior years, that offensive line, those quarterbacks from Alabama never got touched.
Yeah, Addison did take some big hits in college. He did.
Yeah.
Plus, wasn't it? What school was Addison at before SC?
Pittsburgh.
Was he at Pittsburgh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a Blitnikoff Award winner.
He played
That's
with Kenny Pickett, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's
people
right.
are like, "Oh, his numbers went down when he went to Southern Cal." Of course they did. Caleb Williams had more target. He was the only target at Pitt. When he went to Southern Cal, he wasn't the only target. So of course his numbers are going to go.
Yeah,
down.
he wasn't the only guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
He wasn't the only guy.
but I don't know about. I think it was a better performance so far, but that they've had this year.
From who?
I think it was their second best performance. I think Tampa Bay was probably their still best performance, but they fumbled the ball.
Who,
what
the
was that?
offense?
No, the defense.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say,
Defense got tired, and they got tired. And the defense got tired the first two games.
Yeah, they got tired in the Eagles game. The offense has not looked good all year.
no.
But which is weird because we said that we were saying the offense has not looked good all year, but yet they've been in every single game.
Defense.
But it's the defense got tired against the Eagles. That's the only reason the Eagles were able to run up and down the field.
Well, they exposed us in the running game too.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you start beating on them, especially with that offensive line that they've got because they're physical with the Eagles.
Who looks grumpy? Davey?
No, he looks like Gumby.
Oh, looks like Gumby. Oh, it is Gumby. Yeah.
By the way, have you guys noticed? I saw it again today.
I'm gonna let my dogs in.
They're not calling false starts on the tackles anymore. Those tackles are still jumping quick before the snap.
Oh no, I ain't peeping.
Oh, it's taking notice. Pay close attention because they're not calling false start like they should.
Damn.
Because the Philly tackle, I think it was Lance Johnson or whatever, he jumped early like 3 times in the game. I watched the Eagles and Commanders game.
Yeah, I watched that game too.
He jumped early 3 straight plays.
You ain't lying. I watched what game was I? Yeah, it might have been that game. In the Washington linemen were doing the same thing too when they had the ball.
They were.
They would move fast and they weren't called false start.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, maybe they ain't see it.
I don't know how you miss it.
They do it like this, fast as hell.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm like, did you not see that official?
Or maybe they're trying to be nice to the Commanders. I don't know.
Well, if that's only one they've really called is the dude from the Chiefs that actually got him benched. That got him benched. But yeah, they're not making that call anymore. But they will sure call a pass interference in a heartbeat.
I hate the pass interference. Sarah said they called the cheap tackle 3 times.
That's what, and he got benched.
Oh, yeah, that's the game you talking about?
Yeah, he got benched. Juwan Taylor. Yep, he got benched.
Yeah, man, that Chiefs game gonna be a big game for real, man.
You know what?
Can the Vikings steal one?
Oh, anything's possible.
The Chiefs barely beat the Jets today.
What was the final?
23-20.
Wow.
I think Zach Wilson fumbled the ball after like about 2 minutes left.
And that will be the death of the Jets. Zach Wilson.
Yeah, man.
Can't hear you, Curtis.
That coach about to get fired anyway.
Mm-hmm.
His ass about to be out of there.
Well, no, Salah's good.
I turned the video on instead of
you
my
think
mic.
So?
Sorry, I'm eating.
He's a good coach.
The Jets have a good defense, though.
Yeah, the Jets have a good defense, but they got the MILF Hunter who, he can't play quarterback, but he can sure look for somebody's mama in a hurry. But
right. Yeah,
and someone made the comment about Jaron Hall playing behind Zach Wilson in college. So how good can Hall be? College is totally different. Usually they like to go with the more experienced guy or the guy who's been there longer or who the coach likes better. Got to keep in mind, Brad Johnson never started a game in college, and he was a better pro than the guys he played behind. So that really doesn't really matter.
And Zach was a favorite. He was like the golden boy.
Yeah,
he got the preferential treatment.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Zach Wilson ad looked horrible, man. But at what point though? When do the Vikings play Jared Hall though?
They're going to
They won't,
have to. They
unless they
won't if
tank.
they're still competitive.
Yeah.
But like everybody talking about, we're gonna beat the Denver Broncos. I don't see us beating the Denver Broncos for real at Denver.
It could happen. It's Denver. You don't know what Denver is. We're not the Bears. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know which Denver team is going to show up, and you don't know which Russell Wilson's going to show up because Russell's looking old. Russell's looking his age.
Oh,
Instead of Russell cooking, Russell's cooked.
Russell's cooked.
Yeah,
Russell been cooked ever since Sierra started giving it up to him after they got married.
That boy Russell got some of that black woman.
Oh my God!
The power of the pink.
Oh my God! She put it on him, and the man ain't been the same since.
All he do had kids every other year.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, he's starting to look his age too.
Yeah, it's over with for Russell.
It's
man.
so and anyway, if we beat, I'd love to beat Sean Payton. I can't stand Sean Payton. So
yeah, but
so
Puka
Puka does look good. Puka had the game winner today for the Rams.
Oh yeah, he looked real good.
Yeah, Puka had the game winner.
That might be the steal of the draft for real.
Whose place did he take? Is it Cooper Kupp?
Yeah, Cooper Kupp injured right now.
Wow, they're gonna have a hard time putting Kupp back on the field.
They probably gonna have both of them on the field. I don't know. Dog can play on the outside or not.
Yeah, but you know what though? What's his name looks like he's ready to hang it up too, and that's Stafford.
Oh yeah, Stafford got a ring.
Yeah.
Stafford good. This about Stafford last year.
Yeah, Stafford should just hang it up. I mean,
Yeah,
he ain't got nothing to prove.
No, he won him a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
And he got money already.
Mm-hmm. He got paid, got a ring. He's in LA.
Oh yeah, he's living good.
Yeah, just hang it up. You ain't got nothing to prove.
Nothing at all.
But yeah, I mean, so in order for us to win next week, we have to call a perfect game, and we have to no turnovers. Bottom line, don't turn the ball over. Sustain your drives. If the run is there, stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything that KLC needs to do that we know he probably won't do. So, that's the only chance. But actually, the thing to do is probably play ball control of some sort. Keep Mahomes on the sideline.
Yeah.
That's really the only way you can beat him. But, Mahomes is going to do Mahomes things.
Right.
So, it's you can't blitz him. He's going to burn you. He'll probably, it's.
And I don't think the offense. I don't know if the offense gonna hold his motherfucking weight in that game.
I don't either.
Like the defense might play good. The defense might break towards the end.
Well, I think now what you do, just looking at the way that Brian Flores used Harrison Smith in the second half, I think you make that a permanent thing. You put him in that linebacker zone. Put him up there on that line. You know what? Forget you, Yogi. I didn't even know that. I don't want to hear it. Damn, I'm feeling like the damn Bears.
I forgot
right
to
now.
change my
Damn.
lineup, so I don't even know if I won.
Yeah, I lost as usual. Yeah, okay, Sarah, brag a little.
But Puka actually made a great play in overtime to win that game for the Rams.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I
Yes, he
seen
did.
that.
Yes, he did.
He been balling though.
Was he undrafted, or did they actually draft him?
I think they drafted him.
Was he drafted?
I think he was drafted late, wasn't he?
Because I didn't hear about him last year.
No, they got him this here rookie.
Oh,
no.
year.
Was he drafted in the end? Was he an undrafted free agent, or was he just picked in?
He might have been undrafted. I'm not sure. He might have been undrafted.
Yeah, that's why Vikings. That's why we're saying the Vikings will do the most Viking thing ever and win next week, and then they'll lose to the Bears.
He was picked in the 5th round.
Okay.
Was he? Okay.
I knew he wasn't an early. If they did pick him, I knew he was a late round pick.
Yeah, because they ain't had no early picks.
Yeah, was he their first pick?
I don't even know.
Yeah, he might have been their first pick because they had no picks because of Stafford.
That might
by the
be.
way, people compare Stafford and Cousins. I don't think so. I think Stafford is better than Cousins.
He is.
So he throw the ball better.
Yeah,
Stafford's
I used to compare them.
he improvises.
with,
He throws sidearm and stuff like
Stafford is competitive.
that. Yes.
Yeah, I used to compare him a lot when Stafford was at the Lions, but after a while, quit doing the shit.
Well, all I got to say, the Lions fans who say, "Oh, I guess winning the division every 30 years is an okay goal."
Right?
Oh my god!
I mean, so they probably haven't won in your lifetime, have they?
Nah,
Because '93 was the last time they won the division.
shit.
Yeah,
that,
that's yeah.
that wasn't the North though.
No,
It
it was
was
Central.
It was a Central.
Yeah, that was the Central,
Yeah,
but they
the
never won
Buccaneers
the
have
North.
actually won the division title more recently than they did.
Who?
The Buccaneers used to be in our
Buccaneers,
division.
yeah,
Oh
Buccaneers.
yeah.
Yeah, the Buccaneers.
When they was in the
Was it
Central.
02? I think the Buccaneers won the division.
Oh, won the last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
one.
the Lions, they ain't never win the NFC North since I've been alive.
Well,
Yeah.
the Lions have only. I think when we talked about the history, our first history show we talked about the Lions, and I think they've won the division. I think 5 times. The whole
Yeah.
time Minnesota's
That's
been in the
crazy.
division with them.
Well, and unfortunately, the Lions. If it wasn't the Packers, it was the Vikings, and if it wasn't the Vikings, it was the Bears, and if it wasn't the Bears, it was everybody but Detroit. Detroit was always the also Rams.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, they were always the also Rams. So it's kind of like
That's why no one hates the Lions.
No.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
no, I can't hate on the Lions. I really
Yeah.
can't. I just
I mean, I'm kind of happy for them, to be honest with you.
like I said before, they
I'm
do,
not. I'll be
But they
hearing
are,
you.
but their fans are talking a little too much for a team that's been.
but they do
so bad for
they
so
do
long.
Detroit things to just ruin their season. They really do. They do Detroit things.
Because the weird thing is, every other team in that city is championship caliber.
Except them.
The Tigers have won multiple World Series. The Red Wings are one of the best hockey teams ever. And then the Pistons, we know their history. It's a lot. It's just the Lions for some reason.
You know what? I saw that at the end of the game. I don't know why Thielen was throwing a fit.
He thought there was a second left on the clock.
There was only 2 seconds left.
So
And they ran.
from what I understand, because I was listening to the Panthers post game on YouTube, and someone brought that up, and they said that he thought there was a second left.
No, it's Adam just.
I actually think the Vikings played that perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
For once, they actually played the end of the game perfectly.
Also, Kirk did the thing he should have did. He rolled out,
Yep.
so he was out of the pocket when he threw the ball.
Yeah.
So this is hard for Thielen.
I think
He's 0-4.
Thielen was just hurt. That
He's frustrated.
Yeah.
He wanted to win. He
Yeah.
wanted to beat
Yeah.
this team. He wanted to beat this team, and
oh man, I just forgot. Don't the Chiefs have a couple former Vikings on their team?
Oh,
they got
Jet-
Marset. I
They got
believe
Jet,
Jerick McKinnon.
he been balling too.
but he did not
Yeah.
like the way he left the Vikings either.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I like the Jet for real.
Yeah, he.
I loved McKinnon, man, but
think they
Zimmer
got-
didn't like him.
I think they got somebody on the defense.
I think they had Mike Hughes for a minute. But
Yeah,
I don't know if I don't know if he's still there.
I think they had someone signed to the practice squad too. I'm not sure, but
Right. That's
But yeah.
yeah.
see, I forgot about Jet McKinnon's going to go off, man.
Hell yeah.
He's a secret weapon.
Oh,
He's that
yeah,
secret
God,
weapon.
I just forgot about that. Sorry to ruin everybody's parade.
Yeah, man. So we 1-3, we lose streak. Then we be 1-4. Then we
And then
play
they'll
the
probably beat the
Bears.
Bears to go.
Then we
2-4.
play the Bears, and the Bears are probably right now, depending
They
on who they
wanna
play
lose.
next week. They're that
Yeah,
team.
they're
wanna
terrible.
lose.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
the
not
way
ready.
they lost and the way they lost today.
Yeah,
The
And
way
then
they
the-
lost
and then-
today is
49ers and Monday night is the next game.
it's
Damn.
man.
So
That's why you had to get the Buccaneers game.
Hall of Famer Harris Smith, the first player in NFL history with 3 sacks, 1 4
Somebody said Kyle Hamilton had 5 sacks last week. Is that true? The safety for the Ravens?
Oh no.
But
I
he may
did-
not have had the forced fumble and the tackles.
Probably not. But that's probably where Harrison needs to be playing he needs to be playing up close to the line.
Hey, what up,
Yeah,
Mike?
I don't know. I think he had. I think he had 3 sacks last week for sure.
Well, Hamilton's the guy they should have taken in that draft
Yes.
instead of Mister. Instead of Mister, I can't see in the field.
Exactly.
Mike, what's the deal?
Oh, what's up, Mike?
That's why he the hitman.
Oh God, Mike, here you go again. That's my QB. You can have him, brother. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
you ain't
fighting.
lying.
Ain't nobody fighting you for that one. He's yours. You can have him.
Exactly.
Well, no,
You-
him and Dave.
Oh yeah, they love Kirk Cousins, man. They love Kirk Cousins.
I'm kind of watching wrestling here, guys. So
I'll be like, damn.
deal with me.
Do Hitman make the Hall of Fame?
Probably.
Yeah. He actually has longevity, which is one of the things they look for. Unless your name is Gale Sayers or Terrell Davis. But
Yeah, he
But
probably
Davis-
does.
Davis won the Super Bowls. That's why he's in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who do not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but they're in the Hall of Fame because their team is good. There's a lot of people who are not in the Hall of Fame because their team never won that should be in the Hall of Fame. Marshall.
Marshall should be there.
Marshall Falk
Yeah.
ain't the Hall of Famer?
No,
No,
Jim
not Marshall Falk. Jim Marshall.
Not Marshall Falk. Jim Marshall.
Oh.
No,
I think
Marshall Falk.
Falk.
Marshall Falk was like a first ballot.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
in.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
he
was like-
deserved it too. He changed the game, but
Yeah,
no, Jim Marshall should be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not.
yeah, he should have been. I mean, you can't have, especially in the era that Jim played in with as many games as he played in on the line, with the way
Yeah.
line play was back then. He deserves to be in there.
But going back to Harrison Smith, he looked pissed today. He was hitting
Yeah.
people like it was circa 2017, 2018.
Yeah. Losing gets to you, and I think you know what else it is. Harrison being a leader and stepping up and say, "Y'all saw. Watch this."
Yeah.
Bottom
I feel
line.
you, but I feel y'all, but I want to see the fucking energy when they play against a real team.
They got to show it next week. I want to see that
Yep.
same energy.
I want
That's
to see
what I
how they. I want to see because if they come out flat next week, then I have no hope for KOC.
AP is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Hell yeah,
He
AP
is.
getting in there.
Yeah.
If we lose next week, if we go back to what we did before then, you can kind of KOC's done. I think he might be done anyway.
If it's a competitive game and they come out and they barely lose, that's different. But if it's like a Dallas game of last year,
I think he's done. I think KOC's done, to be honest.
if
What
it's,
about-
if it's like the Dallas game from last year,
Oh man, that should be crazy. I can see the score at halftime. 10 to probably 31.
Don't say that.
But I ain't lying to you, man. That offense, that regular ass offense, man.
Yeah.
Next week is a statement game. For who?
The Vikings need to make a statement next week.
Man.
And it's not just the players, it's the coaching staff.
Listen, man, we ain't seen the Viking yet play a complete football game none this season.
there's no such thing as the perfect or / complete game.
You said it's not a such thing?
There's no such thing as the perfect or fully complete game.
Shot, man, talking about no turnovers. Shit. They turn the ball over every football game we played this year. Not
Here's
just-
the thing though with what Mike said. You can't blitz Mahomes. You just
No.
can't. You can't blitz him.
He's one of those quarterbacks that's better when you blitz.
Right. You can't blitz him. It's just it worked with Young because he's a rookie. But you can't use that same
Yeah.
defense on
Because-
Mahomes.
If you watch the NFL films of Patrick Mahomes mic'd up, and he did that backwards pass, he's mic'd up for that game. He's like, yeah, don't blitz me. I'm good like that. So I mean,
Exactly.
when you're the best quarterback in the NFL, and you know you're the best quarterback in the NFL, you just want people to blitz you. So
Exactly.
What Yogi say? Mahomes having the IQ to slide at the 2-yard line, getting the first down but not scoring is
talking
impressive.
about his football IQ.
He's talking how they ran the clock out.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, man. But shit.
Yeah, the last Dallas game I was at, we actually won. It was one when Minnesota came to Dallas, and Eric Kendricks knocked the pass away at the end of the game.
Oh, but
Kyle Rudolph scored
what's
the
his
two
name was
touchdowns.
looking perfect that game. Dak Prescott. That was probably Dak's best game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, at least none of our. At least you know what? We didn't lose any games this year by 50 points.
that's an improvement.
Yeah.
Until we, I don't know, Sunday.
We ain't played nobody yet though. We play
Well, the
all.
Buccaneers are looking pretty good, but their defense.
Man, you know who look horrible though, man? I can't believe it.
Who's
the
that?
fucking Saints.
I'm really not surprised.
Did Carr play today?
Yeah, he played. He played.
Because I know the Raiders look awful too.
It's a Josh McDaniels team.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels. I don't know how he keep on getting head coaching jobs.
He got pictures on somebody. He got pictures on somebody because he keep getting these jobs.
I don't know how.
Especially after what he did to the Colts, and he still gets a job.
But other than Flores, what other? Because Flores should not have been fired in Miami. He was a good coach. What other coach from the Belichick tree has been good?
Just Flores.
Just Flores, because Patricia was a train wreck.
Hell
yeah, he was. Patricia was bad. McDaniels has been bad, but keeps getting jobs. Yeah. Oh wait, what about Vrabel? Oh, Vrabel's still pretty good.
Under Belichick?
No, he just played for Belichick.
Oh, he didn't coach?
No,
he didn't take it under him.
He just
I
played.
don't know if he would. We could check that. See if Vrabel. I know he played for him. I don't know if he ever.
But Dawg was horrible too, though. The dude that played at Houston. He was a Houston coach.
Which one?
The one that traded DeAndre Hopkins. Remember? He came.
Yeah, that was
Cliff Kingsbury.
Not O'Brien. O'Brien.
Yeah, Brian.
Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien.
The guy with the cliff and is the.
Bill O'Brien. Yeah, he's the one that.
He's not very good.
No. Yeah, matter of fact, Bill O'Brien had to falling out with Deshaun Watson, and all the stuff happened.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, yeah,
I'm so glad the Vikings did not get Deshaun Watson.
Was he hurt today? Or
Hopkins?
Yeah, he ain't
either
play.
One of those guys look good.
Because I saw what's his name playing the
DTR.
Rookie. Yeah, DTR was out there.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Oh man, that's who I wish the Vikings drafted.
Me too, man. I want DTR bad as hell, man. I like the DTR.
Yep. And he was there when we drafted, and we didn't take him.
No, we didn't. He got drafted late too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Patricia's with the Eagles now. That could be one of the problems this year.
Oh, for God's sakes, are you serious?
He was there last year.
But I do, unlike Minnesota, I do trust the Eagles GM if the Eagles have any problems.
Oh, I trust them big time.
Oh yeah, I like the Eagles GM.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Grossman or whatever his name is.
I will say though, thank you for making the mistake on JJ though.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, they still paying for that. Well, you know what? No, they're not because they got
Devontae Smith,
AJ Brown. Yeah, they got AJ Brown. So they're doing
for our sake.
Oh yeah, right. We probably got Rager ass.
But once again, though, you know that
they would have taken Rager.
You know that little scrum that they do to make it on 4th and 1.
Yeah,
Washington was prepared for it. They were prepared for it. They stopped them. The only reason they got away with it was because they called encroachment.
They should have won.
The nose tackle was literally lined up over the ball. So
the Redskins should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, they should. Sam Howell. One thing you'll hear from Washington fans, you will not hear. They don't miss Kirk Cousins. They got Sam Howell as a quarterback.
Even when they had the other former Viking as their quarterback,
Taylor Heineke.
Heineke. Yeah.
Well, there was talk Heineke was going to play in London today.
Yeah, she should have.
Yeah, there was talk that he was going to play in London this morning
for the Falcons.
For the Falcons, yeah, because Ritter's just not doing it.
That motherfucker's a bum.
Ritter is holding him back. He is. So it's either Heineke or Kirk's not going anywhere. Let's just.
No, he ain't. I would love for us to trade Kirk Cousins, but that
like I said, the Vikings might even. They could get the dead cap space down. They may sign him for that 1-year contract.
Man, don't say that shit, man. Don't do that.
I'm not saying I want
Don't
to.
do that.
I'm
Don't
just
do that
saying.
tonight, man. I can't afford another.
You can't.
Kirk
You
another
know
year.
what though? You can if you want to keep this. If you want this team to have any semblance of a contender, or keep the fan base, you don't bring back Kirk Cousins. Especially if he has the rest of the year is bad, you don't bring him back.
Kirk been playing bad this whole damn year.
If he gets
you are
worse,
right.
if he gets worse, put it that way.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. I think he wants out. I think he wants out now too.
The one thing that JJ is not, Sarah, is a diva.
Not yet.
Shit,
Not yet.
In a minute, JJ gonna be fed up. Shit.
Yeah, Washington don't miss Kirk at all.
Hell no, I ain't never seen nobody say they miss Kirk.
They don't miss him. They don't miss him.
We the only.
And we're talking about a team that had Patrick Ramsey, Jason Campbell,
Taylor Heineke
as their quarterbacks.
Yeah, they went to. I think they went to playoffs with Heineke, didn't they?
They did
Yeah,
last year.
he almost won.
No, it wasn't last year. The year after last one.
Year before.
No, it was not last year. It was the year before. But
Yeah,
they almost
yeah.
beat the Eagles in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah,
And
so
if they
that
would've
tells
beat
you everything,
Minnesota
right?
would have played Washington instead of.
And that's with a terrible
the-
owner like Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think Heineke fumbled the ball out of the end zone, and the Eagles got it. That's how the Eagles won.
yep, I remember that.
So
I remember
the
that.
Vikings could have played Washington that year instead of the Eagles. 2017, I think the year was.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, man.
So it's out. If you notice today's game, though, JJ was frustrated.
I would be too.
He was
Will you be
frustrated.
frustrated?
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Well, he wants to
I'd
stay
be
because of
pissed.
Kirk. Remember, that's the rumor.
Man, who started that?
I have no
Who
idea.
started that shit? I seen people like, what the fuck did that come from? You think
I have no
really
idea.
think JJ?
Huh?
Y'all really think JJ will leave if Kirk is gone?
No.
No.
Kirk is not even
No.
a top 5 quarterback on his damn list.
Kirk ain't top on nobody's list.
Hey, for real, JJ probably tied to Kirk and KOC.
That could be it too.
Like, look at the plays, bro. Like, what the hell? They went to the Super Bowl with Russ. Yeah, but the shit.
You know what though? The Bears were playing both Grossman and Kyle Orton.
Yeah.
So it's a lesser of two evils.
And that was mainly because it's our defense and Devin Hester.
Yeah, and that back in the day though.
And they could run the ball with Thomas Jones.
Yeah,
they could.
Did they have Matt Forte?
Not then.
No,
they got
not
Forte.
yet.
They got Forte like a year or two later.
Yeah.
But then it was Thomas Jones. I think it was Thomas Jones.
Oh yeah, I remember Thomas Jones. Anthony Thomas, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm, he was there too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had Muhsin Muhammad was their top receiver, the former Panther.
The former Panther, yeah.
Yep. But the defense is where it was. They had
they
Urlacher and Briggs.
They had Urlacher, Briggs,
Tommy Harris,
Peanut
Tillman. Yep.
Yeah.
They had it was defense.
Yeah.
And then Peyton went in there and put on a clinic.
Yeah.
He put a clinic on him in the Super Bowl.
He's like, this is how y'all beat y'all's defense.
Yeah.
He carved their ass up.
And when you look at the Manning's dad as a quarterback, Archie was garbage.
Well,
Archie
he the
was
most sacked
garbage.
quarterback in NFL history?
Yes.
Even the year he played for Minnesota, he wasn't. He got sacked.
He took the worst beating I've ever seen an NFL quarterback take. And I felt bad for him because he thought when he came up here, he was going to be with a winner finally. Because he'd been all those years in New Orleans.
Well, that was 84, right?
83, he got here.
83. He played 84
and then
for Steckel.
He played in 84 for Steckel, and Steckel left him out there. It's on YouTube. If you ever get the chance, Zoe, watch the Vikings at the Bears in 84. You will see the Bears just beat the hell out of Archie Manning, Peyton's dad. They beat him so bad they knocked him out of the game.
I think he quit the next day too.
It was bad. He played off and on for the rest of the year, but he was just taking a.
I mean, he quit. He
just well, and then also Steckel called out the players and said they quit. The players were like, "Well, we don't like your ass. That's why we quit."
Because Bud Grant was a disciplinarian and he was a tough coach, but he was respected. Les Steckel was just a dick.
Steckel was hated. Was hated, and I'll talk about that when we do our history thing because there's a whole story there with
I
that
get
whole.
With Yogi because I want to get with Yogi because I don't know how to do it yet. I want to play that Jerry Burns video
Oh, where he had the rant on,
and we won.
and we won. Yes, we did, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah. We had Archie Manning.
We had Archie Manning. We had Archie Manning and Dave Casper. They both came to us in '83. Casper was starting in '83, and then dumbass
Casper. If you guys don't know Casper, if you guys know the whole reason why they changed some of the rules,
the fumble rule
for the fumble rule was because when Casper was at Oakland, he's the guy who did that play. So
the Holy Roller against the Chargers of '78. Yep,
that was Casper.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but he also came to the Vikings, and idiots.
The Vikings history, though, we always sign those guys that are, almost towards the end of their career, or because there's certain positions the Vikings have never been good at drafting at. Quarterback is one of them. So we always get those veteran, like people will probably forget that. Joe, did you know that Jim McMahon played for Minnesota? The guy that took the Bears.
So did you know this Jim McMahon played for the Vikings?
No.
Jim McMahon that took the Bears to the Super Bowl in '85.
Yeah, he played for the Vikings.
He played
for the Vikings, and then the next year the Vikings traded for Warren Moon.
Yep.
Oh, that was my guy, Warren Moon.
Yep, They traded for Warren Moon. Who else was a Viking quarterback that people don't realize besides Jeff George?
Jeff George.
Andre Ware was a quarterback for the Vikings. We let him go. Spurgeon Wynn, Chad May.
Todd Bauman. People still love Todd Bauman
because he's a local kid. Because he's from Minnesota. The rant after 1989.
Yes.
It was a post-game rant after we beat the Rams in overtime. Can't miss it. It's
who was the Viking best GM in history?
Finks,
Jim Finks. Right now, the worst is Kwesi, but the best was Jim Finks. I'm just being honest. Kwesi's bad.
Finks,
he is.
Not only did not only did Finks build Minnesota, he also built the Bears too.
Yeah,
the '85 Bears team that went to the Super Bowl. He built that team as well.
And after that, he built the Saints teams that started going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
so he knew football. He knew
Sam
football.
Mills or
he passed away.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. He didn't even.
I think we have Yogi. We have a picture of Finks in there. Loaded up.
Damn, man.
Oh wait, no, that's Max Winter. Sorry.
Hey, T-Bass, the Raiders bent the rules, but the Cowboys outright broke them.
Yes.
The Cowboys outright broke
And why were
them.
they able to do that? Because Tech Stram was on
the rules committee. He was on the competition committee. Yep. That's it. Oh, did Yogi find it? Yes, he did.
Oh, that's him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a rant?
You got to turn it up a little bit, Yogi.
Turn it up, Yogi.
I don't like to name names after a fucking game. But we can't be responsible for the blocking. We can't be responsible.
Can anybody else hear it?
I can hear it a little bit.
Yeah, I hear.
We get down there and it was a dumb play by Anderson. I love Anderson, but it was a dumb fucking play when his foot was shoe was coming off up the line screen. We were hard take timeout. We had a fucking trap play called, and his fucking shoe comes off. That ain't Bob Schnauker's fault. We have another fucking trap play, and if Vinny picks up his fucking feet, he walks in. We got the fucking pass to AC out there in the flat. And the ball's thrown in low. That isn't Schnauker's fault. We got right down there. We got the second down, and I don't know what the hell. 2 yards ago, I don't know what 15, 40, whatever the hell it was. And Irwin jumps offside. Now, these are the things that have been hurting us all along, the little things. We're working at them to stop them. We moved the ball good today. We went down there, and we didn't get the ball in the end zone. Did you win this game? I think we did, yeah. Anything else?
Mad about that one.
They won.
And they won.
Oh, they won?
Yeah.
No, we'll stir one up. We'll stir one up here before they're done. You know, he did a sensational fucking job. Kicked seven field goals. You can win a game many ways. DJ, I was happy when they kicked the goddamn ball to him. Yeah, last week on the Giants, Christy ran 65 yards. This time he fumbles the ball. What the hell can you do? Fuck, you can't. All you do is you prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys played their asses off. Any other questions? Sure to help us. Sure, I talked to John afterwards. I thought it was a tough one for him to lose. It's a big win. Big win. It was a hell of a great catch by Hassan. The guys didn't give
Hassan
up.
Jones.
Great catch by Hassan. A great field goal by Carlos.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same one. He almost had the ball the previous one. And he went up, and by great effort, he got the ball. He was hurt. AC had a groin pull on that one pass, and that quick over there that he caught, and he sort of went down and he had the splits.
AC is Anthony Carter, for those that don't know.
Squadron left, squadron right, whichever way the squadron lines up, squadron fly. That was a squadron left, squadron fly. They were going down there. What you're looking for is exactly what happened. That, the tip ball, maybe a penalty, some damn thing. Some damn thing. That same pass. This game reminds me of a Cleveland Brown game when we went down to the old Met Center. When we throw the ball century, he lateral the ball to Teddy Brown. Teddy Brown ran out of bounds. Made a great play. The next one we hit Ahmad on the squadron right, put it in and won the division. Three wide receivers. Tight end stays in, fullback stays in, 3 wide receivers. Their job is to run down there and hopefully get a tip ball, pass interference, a great play, something. The guy feel like shit afterwards. What? Yeah, he felt like shit afterwards. Everybody booing the shit out of him, but he worked his ass off. and no smarter coordinator in football.
That's what KOC needs to do.
Fuckers boo him. Fuckers.
Damn, and they won?
And they won. They won it in overtime on a block kick by Mike Merriweather.
Oh, Burnsy, man, I love you, man. I miss you. Oh.
Well, I got to tell this story because Zone never heard it. When we had Tommy Kramer was a partier big time. After the 81 season, Tommy Kramer still is. After the 81 season, Tommy Kramer went into treatment out in California. So Bud Grant and all the assistant coaches went to see him. Everybody except Jerry Burns. So, Bud comes back. He calls up Burns and he's like, "Why didn't you go? Tommy wanted to see you. He wanted you to come out there." Burns was like, "I didn't go because I thought you were going to leave me there." Because he was a drunk too. I didn't go because I thought you were going to leave me there.
Like, shit. Hell no, I ain't going to know them.
He's not. He said, "There's no way you're leaving me there." Fuck that.
Hell no.
No, and that was from '89. Yeah. Now look at what you got now, and you're kind of like, really? It's okay to swear at KLC. You can show some emotion. And Denny, even when we lost the games we lost, he never really lost it here with the press. But when he lost it in Arizona, I was kind of like, really, dude? You lost a Monday night game, but you didn't have that same fire when your ass got beat 41-0. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Or in the 98 game.
Or in the 98 game.
Now, I see T. Bass's comment. No, we'll talk about that Tuesday. How it wasn't Bill Walsh who did the West Coast. It was Burnsy.
It was all Burns. Walsh did give him credit later. He did say he got it from Burns. But, yeah, we'll get into that.
But, oh, God. Burnsy was one of a kind. He actually should have got the job instead of Les Steckel. So technically, we should only have 9 head coaches in the history.
And I'll explain that story.
Yeah.
On Tuesday night, I will explain that story.
Yeah, and then
it's a contract thing.
And then because we actually Steckel, after Steckel was fired, they brought back Bud for 1 year, and then they hired Burnsy.
Well, Burns was gone.
Yeah.
Burns
So,
was gone. He was going to Cleveland to be with Marty Schottenheimer.
yeah.
He already said he was leaving after the season, but once Bud came back, had to right the ship. So, but I mean, that front office and coaching staff compared to now,
Oh, way different.
it's night and day.
Yeah.
There's some real emotion there. It's like they wanted to win. They won and they were still pissed.
Yeah.
We've got now where it's like we've got more excuses. We got excuses for everything. We got an excuse for everything. You know, Kirk used to be, well, I didn't read. I have to look at the film to see what happened, how the play transpired. And so I'll look at the film on Monday and see what happened.
I can only imagine what Bernsey would say about Cousins.
Oh, right away. He's a fucking idiot.
We got this fucking guy out here. He can't fucking run. He knows how he can physically run, but he just fucking doesn't do it.
Right. Kirk act like he ain't got no damn legs.
Because he like I was saying earlier, he has the athleticism not to be a great runner, but to slide left, slide right, and then run.
All you guys
and then
keep
maybe
doing
get, if it's a third and 3, run for 4 to 5 yards.
All you guys keep doing is going back to work, putting your head down, and deciding what can I do to not only help this team grow, but to just make damn sure that I'm trying to uplift the guy next to me, make his job easier. What can I do to help bring along everything we want to accomplish? And we've had to do that without the results that, quite honestly, a lot of us expect. We've had to take our medicine and just keep going back to work. And that's what I want to compliment you guys on. All right? You have found a way to eliminate the noise, block it all out, and make it about your brothers. And I told you Monday that this would be the greatest test of our way of doing things, where we are a family, where culture matters, and we chase victories every single week, not for ourselves, but for each other. All right, and that's all you guys have done. Now, what I want to talk about right now is today, because this wasn't easy. All right, we did a lot of things to make it hard on ourselves, but right about that time, where you could have said what? You could have said, here we go again. Defense, you found a way to dug deep, and you make a huge play, game-changing play. Harry, 2-2.
It's night and day.
DJ Wanham looking like a running back, slashing down.
There's Mark Wolf and Andrew Miller in the background.
And then offensively, and we get the perfect execution for a JJ touchdown when we had to have it. Complimentary football all the way around. It's back to work on Monday. Back to work on Monday with a championship standard like we've been talking about from the jump. Regardless of the result.
Yeah, the team coming in.
Yeah, the team coming in, exactly.
Next week, back at US Bank. And it's time we put on the show we've been waiting for our fans at home.
You gonna apologize to the fans, KLC? You and Kirk?
Then we have a great week of prep and hit that ground running. All right, it's all out in front of us. Just keep trusting in us. Keep trusting in yourselves. The love in this locker room will supersede anything out there. Ignore it. I love this team, and away we go.
When did they start singing Kumbaya?
Man, that fucking game was fucking horrible on offense.
What a
Like,
joke.
what?
Yeah.
By the way, in that overtime game in '89, those 7 field goals were by a barefoot kicker.
Yeah, Rich Carlos.
Rich Carlos, he was barefoot in his
And
kicking foot.
That
No
safety,
shoe?
Mike
He had
Merriweather,
no
actually,
shoe.
yeah, Mike Merriweather actually thought he screwed up because he didn't actually recover the ball in the end zone, and it went out of the end zone.
It went out of the end zone.
He thought
that
that they got the Saints got right. The Saints, the
was
Rams.
Rams.
He thought the Rams got the football because he fumbled out of the back of the end zone. He forgot it was a safety, so he was like almost crying. And then I think he's the last player to actually get carried.
he got carried off the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got carried off the field. Oh God, when wasn't Tommy hammered?
Yeah. I don't know if I told you the story. We live in San Antonio. My wife's a nurse and she works at a hospital. They actually took care of Tommy Kramer. They couldn't do his surgery until the alcohol got out.
Until he sobered up.
Yeah.
Damn.
She's like, who? She's like, my wife comes home. She's like, there was some guy who used to play for the Vikings who was a patient, for me. And I'm like, oh, really? She goes, I don't know who he is. He's some guy named Tommy Kramer. I'm like, what? Some guy named Tommy Kramer.
Yeah.
Like he's like the second best Viking quarterback of all time. What are you talking about? But, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that okay. KOC's presser to me, it's like okay, I'm waiting for him to start singing "We Are the World," hold hands, and start swaying back and forth. I mean, he doesn't motivate me. He sounds like he sounds like a professional PR guy, like a professional motivational speaker.
I remember my high school coach told the parents. He told the parents, he's like, if you think that using language and all this, don't be in here for a post game because I'm going to use some language. Even when we won, even when we won, he was kind of the same as Burns. Even when we won, we got our ass chewed out.
Well, in that generation too, they're going to yell at us. That was just the way it was, and we didn't think nothing about it. It's just like, okay, if we don't want to get yelled at, we need to win this motherfucker. That's it.
Yeah.
It's they were going to yell at, and even if you won, you still got yelled at because you did something wrong. But that's just the way. This era now, everybody is like, they're soft. Let's just be honest. They're soft.
Yeah.
There's many that can't take criticism, or if they get criticism, it's like, oh, he hates me. No, he's trying to help you. That's all.
If he's not yelling at you, then you need to be worried because then that means he doesn't care.
Like us, it's like we get a lot of grief as people that because we don't yell skull and don't talk bad and we say positive things about the team, but we say what's real. Yeah. That doesn't make us not fans. It makes us more of a fan because in our hearts, this is our team. We've seen this team do better and we want them to do better. They still got a lot to do. So I'm not going to give them a pass. And no matter how long you've been a fan, if you're a person of the game and you've seen this team, you don't want this team to suck. You don't.
Right. Hell yeah.
You want this team to succeed. So when we say we want better than what we've had, hell yeah, we do. That doesn't mean we hate them.
No.
We still cheer them, but it's, you know what? You got to do better. You got to.
I mean, I'm stuck with this team, so
and I
can't take this off. So I'm stuck with it, man. So
man, I got it all over my apartment and everything. It's like,
my office is all, I work from home, so my work stuff is in there, so I don't do my show from in there. But it's just
it's when you're real, and here's the thing. Nowadays, a lot of people can't handle real. They want it sugar-coated and to sound positive no matter how bad it is. I was like, no, this is bad. We got on their asses the last 3 weeks because it was bad. It was dire. This team had to win today. They had to win.
So that's where you get it from, Sarah.
Yeah, but like everybody, like the Panthers is horrible though.
Right, but this was a game we should have won, but they tried like hell to lose it on offense.
But like I said, if Andy Dawson would have played, it would have been an L.
Yeah, I said that during the broadcast. I said
Bryce Young just can't.
Bryce Young was able to. He was able to make plays by moving his feet.
You know what though? Bryce Young was perfect in that second half. He was like 16 to 16 for a long time.
Yeah,
he didn't miss a pass. Yeah, today.
No, I'm saying today is the most passing yard he had in NFL.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Justin? That's sad, man.
Yep.
He said, I lost 2 subs tonight. I lost 2 too. That's what it was.
Well, we
I peeped that shit too.
I said in a live broadcast, I said,
what the hell? What was that last one up there?
He lost 2 subs because he said how bad Kirk had a bad game.
Are you serious?
I made a whole short about Kirk. I said he regressing.
I wonder if Dave was one of them.
Dave probably on my ass.
Dave,
I had enough in the zone.
Dave
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dave. It was Dave. I was
like, check that shit, man. For real.
Thoughts go out to you, Dave, though. I heard the news, man. Thoughts go out to you, man.
Who?
Dave. Lost his aunt.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Send them some prayers.
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Exactly, Sarah. We can't score.
Hell no.
And
we
who
can't.
He's supposed to be an offensive genius.
And he's supposed to be an offensive genius. So they lied to us.
Yeah, we did, man.
Yeah, they lied to us point blank.
They sold us a Corvette with a V6 in the engine.
That's why I call him Brad Childress 2.0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gas
man.
offense is gonna.
Oh my god!
You talk about the most monotone coach ever. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Oh, another
awful, man.
and another coach who should not.
By the
have
way,
had-
he's number
should not
9
have
on the list, just so you guys know.
Oh my god!
I
it's
fucking hate watching this fucking offense, dog.
it's painful.
Hell
painful.
yeah.
And here's the thing: you can't get like, okay, this offense is moving, because they're gonna do some shit that's gonna screw it up. Today, perfect example. Down at the goal line, he throws a friggin' flat pass and it goes 100 yards the other way. It's like,
Yeah, there's no. I don't care. You can be the most hardened Cousins supporter,
Who tried to excuse it? He
and
said
you can
they
say
tried to
there was
excuse
no excuse for that pick six, man. There's no excuse for that pick
it. Man,
six.
Kirk was off. Man, Kirk been off this whole damn season.
He's been off
he
this
has
whole
been
Man,
season.
Kirk, listen, man. Kirk Cousins is regressing. I'm not lying. He be late on throws. He can't hold on to the damn football. His pocket awareness that got worse compared to last year.
Now we have Chili behind Frazier because the only good year that Childress had was with
and you know what? As far as that good year with Childress goes, I don't even give him credit for that. I give that all to Favre.
You ain't
Yeah,
lying.
he
All
didn't
that
want
you gonna
Favre. He did not want Brett Favre.
Who wanted Brett Favre then?
The ownership to sell tickets.
Ownership. Yep.
Damn,
Ownership
the
to sell tickets.
Ownership don't play.
And Favre.
And Favre.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did not. Well, did anybody find it weird that
He
they
ain't
made?
get on that plane?
Huh?
He wasn't on that plane?
No, fucking Childress had to go pick him up at the airport. Do you know how it made him feel?
Oh.
Childress, they didn't send a limo for Favre when he got to the Twin Cities. They sent Childress.
Yeah.
They sent the head coach to go pick him up. And bring
The
him
coach
to
didn't want him.
the head coach that didn't want him.
Yeah, he was ready to
Yeah.
roll with.
He's going to roll with
Bollinger.
T-Jack. He was going to
T-Jack,
roll with Tavares.
and Bollinger. Yeah.
Yeah, McQuazy and KOC are in way over their heads.
I like the Trevor Jackson for real, but it was just the play
I mean-
caller wasn't right.
One better year than Frazier, yeah, but as a whole, it just
As a whole, coaching. As a
as a whole
coaching,
coach, no.
Frazier had a better coaching career.
That if you want to look at it, if you want to look at a dysfunctional,
Childress.
if you want to look at a dysfunctional coaching staff and front office before this one, go back to Childress.
Yeah.
That's where it all started. That's where it all started. And
And
the
then-
way Childress got the job is even shadier.
We got to remember the bottom 5 of the Vikings head coach list is not very good anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
no. So I mean,
and most of the bottom 5 are 500 coaches.
Yeah.
Still.
so you're splitting
so-
hairs.
Yeah, it's like you're kind of like because we don't have that many coaches.
Yeah, we only have 10 in history. So and the top ones are a different level. So So for next week, thoughts. Which Viking team shows up? The percentage is low that they do win, but they are the Vikings, so they'll find some way to actually do something. KOC looks vulnerable. Maybe we can all send Taylor Smith slide into her DMs, tell her she needs to treat Kelsey before the game, so he's weak in the legs. I don't know.
No, she's keeping him around so she can write another song. That's the
Yeah.
only reason he's there.
So, the honest thoughts. Do you think this is next year's? Do you think they're competitive? Do you think they have a chance to win? Do you think this is more like Dallas's game from last year?
I'm leaning more towards this is Dallas's game. This is a Dallas game from last year.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning that way because KLC has yet to prove anything to me that in a moment like this, he rises to the occasion. Matter of fact, he kind of like a turtle gets in his shell. He can't rise to the occasion. I don't even know if he's going to have this team ready.
And
The team comes out flat every week. every
And
week.
turnovers, man. They average 2 turnovers per game.
Yeah.
Can't
know,
do that against the Chiefs.
No, you're going to pay for it. It's bad enough. Bad enough you're facing Mahomes. That puts you in the 8 ball right there because Mahomes is going to do Mahomes things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have to change your defense. You're going to have to coverage it. I mean, the kid's seen everything. I mean, come on. It could be in, and you've got Andy Reid calling plays.
It go back to the offense.
Yeah, it's
gonna keep on putting defense on the field. Then after a while,
what do you think B-Flow does? Because I know he has to be aggressive, but you can't be too aggressive.
He can't be too aggressive, and that could see. That's the whole thing. Maybe you send like you did today. But here's the thing: Mahomes is gonna, as soon as he sees Harrison Smith, he's gonna take off. That first opening, if he's going to have those lanes where if you don't collapse that pocket around him, he can still get out of it.
Do you spy Mahomes with pace?
I don't think Pace seen enough to just do Mahomes right now.
No,
he's
not
not fast enough.
No, he's not.
You just got to keep him in the pocket though.
But basically, here's what you do: you move up Harrison Smith to basically where Pace is. So then Harrison Smith becomes those eyes. He becomes a spy. Put it that way.
Yeah,
that's Viking Funeral.
And you use Metellus as the other safety.
Right. You've got it. You got Metellus. You got Bynum. You've got a couple other people too that can play safety. You got the kid you drafted, Ward. You know, he can play safety. Yeah, Blackman's out on the field. Blackman's getting some playing time. Here's the problem though: if the pass isn't there, Andy Reid's going to run the ball, and he's going to have success. So you're probably going to have the Chiefs on offense like in second and short, maybe manageable. I don't see them in too many third and longs, 3rd and 7s, or anything like that. If they are, then guess what? Andy Reid's not calling the plays. Matt Nagy's calling the plays. You know. But yeah, and on offense, we're asking a lot out of Kirk.
I gotta get out of here, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next week.
All right, Zoe. I'll holler at you next week. Later, man.
Yeah, we're getting ready to end it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I know KOC is going to get out coached. So I'm not worried about that.
That's a given.
That's a given. But we are doing 2 shows next week, guys. We are doing the history show talking about the coaches, which we've already hit on. We'll hit on that some more. We'll have some more videos, some more pictures, and some more history on that.
Oh, by the way, Curtis, Sarah came up with an idea for a topic for our history show.
Okay.
And I'll send it to you. She came up with a very good topic.
Okay.
Very good topic.
She's more than welcome to come on too if she wants.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know? And then we also do our bi-weekly show, status of the NFC North. We do that as well. Well, we have not hammered out a time yet, but we are also doing that show as well. I think that's either Thursday or Wednesday. We will let Yogi know, and Yogi will go ahead and put it in the little schedule thing that pops up on your YouTube channel. But those are our 2 shows we have next week. It was an okay game. They got the W. That's all you can ask for.
A win is a win.
A win's a win. I'd rather win ugly than lose beautifully like we have before.
Yep.
It was a big win because it was an 8-point win. It was not quite double digit, but what's up, Morpheus?
What's up, Morpheus?
You always join when we're leaving, man.
Yeah.
We've been on for 2.5 hours, man. But yeah. Any final thoughts, Tony?
Well, let's enjoy this win.
Yep.
However we got it, enjoy it now. And like KOC said, I hate quoting the guy. Start again, move on to next week. I'll take this win. Anytime my team wins, it's a good thing.
Yep.
But
as much as we want a future quarterback of the future, we do not want the team. We don't cheer for the team to lose.
I'm not going to cheer against them, but I'm not going to be upset if they lose.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like this team. This team's got a lot of deficiencies. They've got a lot of holes. Wins are good. They're going to be few and far between this year, unfortunately. You just start looking for the future.
Yep. So with that, we appreciate every one of you all. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. We're trying to grow this network, and you guys have been fantastic. We love all of you guys that show up for every one of our shows.
I know you're scared. I do too. I know you're scared. I do too. If I were you. I know you're scared. I do too. If I were you. You better